On your cue. Tonight we come to you live, pre-live technically, from a place where passionate attitude was reborn under a different free letters, from the spiritual home of my NXT, the Black and Gold. Tonight it represents TNA as we go to Full Sail University. Welcome to this special watch-along event for TNA Impact Live. NXT inclusion. Welcome to the discussion. Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again here to the Simply Reliable Studios. You know what this is. We are Simply Reliable. I am, of course, Noah Foster with Mr. Reliable. Subscribe. Reliable. Subscribe. Walter Cruz, and please subscribe today at Radio for Wrestling. Hope that you all will enjoy the conversation, reactions, takeaways, and our hype as, of course, we are in the spiritual home of NXT when it first began. Now TNA takes presence here. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend, follow along with us. Please support my friend PayPal his passions. And if you want to dictate the conversation, super chat as simple as that. It's good to see everybody in the chat, whether you're a first-time goer, whether you're a continued follower. And I hope that you continue to be along with us for the ride here at the Simply Reliable Studios. And we keep you in tune to all the biggest specials and watch-alongs across all things wrestling. Shout out to my ATW fam. And Sam, good to see you. And it is already official. We will be doing a watch-along for NXT next week. But again, we love to differentiate the teams. Next week, you will have, of course, the Renegade with the Rage, as it'll be JJ Williams and Walter Cruz covering NXT Cincinnati. But again, we're happy to bring you that coverage, and we're happy to see that you are excited for that as well, as NXT has become one of the most exciting things every week. Now that I've rambled on enough, let's get some words from my commentary partner who works multiple jobs, but truly he is what the name implies, reliable, and he deserves you all to subscribe. So please encourage people to subscribe. Walter, good to see you. We're back once again with TNA Impact Live, but it is a very special stage we're emanating from tonight, which is why we decided to do this. So how are you feeling about things overall tonight?
Feeling great, especially after Tuesday. I finally got what I've been asking for how long have I been bothering you about this?
Longer than I can remember.
We finally got that one, and I know what it's got to lead to somebody crossing back over. If Oba doesn't step back into his old home, it would not make sense. Like, he's got to come take over. He's getting tired of people coming over and trying to step on his toes on his turf. Time for him to cross back over into our turf. Somebody, at least him, is going to cross over tonight, which is going to make this special. This is NXT's old stomping grounds, and it ain't a coincidence that they try to do a live show from here. There's going to be more than one crossover, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, definitely, and I completely agree. Again, we literally lived off the Black and Gold. Now we live in the era of Silver and Chrome, where TNA has crossed the line to NXT territory. And Lily and Charles, good to see you. And yeah, I'm looking very forward to this. Again, NXT TNA has been one of the most exciting things every week. And again, Sam, as I alluded to, it is official. Walter Cruz and JJ, they will be doing NXT Watch Along next week for the Cincinnati show. So please stay tuned for that, along with so much more as we head closer to Elimination Chamber, the road to WrestleMania, TNA Sacrifice, and so much more. And I do expect us to cross the line. We know Cora Jade has set her sights on Masha Slamov's TNA Knockouts World Championship. We know that the NXT Women's Division and the TNA Knockouts Division have more than enough depth to offer tag team dynamics or six-woman affairs, as we saw on Tuesday night with the former TNA leader in the Juggernaut, the former TNA Knockout, Jordan Grace. We know we have Wesley and Timu Rascalz taking on the actual Rascalz. And Obafemi, I think he felt a little bit, I would say, insulted by Moose crossing the line of his territory, where he said that he looks to cross into their territory. And as last I checked, Full Sail is not very far from the Capitol Wrestling Center where NXT is currently held. So I think you're definitely on point for some unique crossovers tonight. And speaking of which, while we basically speculating what sort of crossover we're going to see. We got about 20 minutes, and there is a pretty good stacked card with some NXT TNA dynamics. So I think without further ado, Jerry's World, good to see you also too. Walter, let's get right into it. So again, folks, you can be along with us for the ride by following TNA live tonight, either on Access TV or the TNA Plus app, which of course I will be using. I use TNA Plus. You can become a subscriber today for $9.99 a month plus tax. It gives you TNA on a weekly basis every week, along with the TNA Plus special, the entire archive of TNA history. You haven't seen anything until you've seen everything. That's the motto of TNA Plus. And it's actually a pretty easy service to use. And I do think the interface is not that bad either, too. Far less advertised still than Peak. I will say that much.
It's reliable, no pun intended.
I see what you did there. Well, except for the buffering. They still got to figure out when it comes to a mass scale how to handle buffering issues. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But that just comes with streaming. Let's go ahead and talk about what we got on tonight's card. We got several matches. And also, Joe Hendry will be doing another redemption concert. Accessory retaining his title against something. Last week, as well as Maja Slammer successfully retaining her TNA Knockouts World Championship. So, Walter, why don't we go ahead and talk about that tag team match? Talk about NXT TNA. There's your first definition. We have the Rascalz in Zachary, Wentz, and Trey Miguel taking on Tyson and Tyriek with Wesley, former Rascalz. It's the Rascalz versus the Timu Rascalz in the first match tonight that is literally TNA versus NXT. Talk about interpromotional warfare. Simply put, Wesley has literally been making the Rascalz' lives a living hell ever since the fallout, since they lost out on the NXT Tag Team Championships, which, might I add, are still held by Fraxium. But the Hardys will be involved in NXT next week, taking on No Quarter Catch Crew. So stay tuned for more on that. There might be some more teasers regarding that as well, based on what happens in this tag team match. Now, since Wesley has adopted these two Timu ballers from GTA, I guess it's paid dividends for him as he's had the numbers game. But Ace Austin, of course, has also become an ally in the Rascalz in a unique way. And I do think this is going to build further into a six-man tag team match, maybe as soon as next week, Tuesday. But what do you think comes out of this tag match tonight?
Exactly what you just said, the six-man tag. But Wesley is going to, stick his nose in the business, and it's going to be a disqualification most likely. So I don't want to read too much into it and get too excited because it's going to end up with a disappointing kind of ending. I already see it coming. Because I got to further the story, they're not going to have definitive winners.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, it's a fair point because at the end of the day, WWE is known for its disqualification finishes, and we are still dealing with WWE NXT, even if NXT is the premier wrestling brand, despite the fact that WWE is not pro wrestling, it's storytelling, quote unquote, Michael Cole. Just saying. But yeah, I do agree with you because I do think the good guys are going to get the win in the end, but we got to continue to escalate this because each time Wesley has had the numbers on his side, he's gotten the better of the Rascalz and Ace Austin each time. Although there has been those moments where the good guys get the comeuppance against the bad guys as well. So maybe it will surprise us tonight because Ace Austin's not in that graphic and he's not in action right now, known so far tonight. Who else is in action, though? Courtesy of the Director of Authority, Santino Marella, who, of course, is the liaison of NXT, Miss Ariana Grace, a father and daughter, if you haven't figured out by now, along with NXT General Manager Ava Rain. They've been conducting business. And I almost wonder if one of those businesses might be finding a worthy caliber challenger to the person that is the undeniable diamond forever. And she is going to wrestle tonight. There will be consequences because Santino Marella has reached his last nerve of patience with this woman. Damn, who knew Santino Marella had such a spine? But anyway, we got Tessa Blanchard in action tonight against an unknown opponent. So, looking at the TNA Knockouts landscape and looking at how she's taken a different way away from challenging for the TNA Knockouts World Championship through that, of course, Battle Royale, and looking at the depth of dynamic of experience, attitude in the NXT Women's Division, who do you think could be Tessa Blanchard's opponent tonight?
It's a good question.
Go ahead and let your speculation go, folks, because I think this is going to be the first time you see NXT cross the line to TNA tonight from the women's side.
I was just going to say, I think it's going to be an NXT person. It might be. Hey, Cora Jade might cross over.
Well, we already know she's going to. We already know she's crossed over, so I mean.
Yeah. So
and she's already going after Masha, so that kind of would be a unique dynamic to clash the two. You almost be trying to create a triple threat match in a case, which Tessa will be like, hell no.
But if she has a win over Tesla, then she proves that she deserves the shot at Masha.
But if
Like I
Tessa
feel,
beats Cora, then that's 2 championship caliber matches that Cora has lost in the span of a week. Let's not forget, we're coming off
True.
last week, Saturday, that Cora Jade lost, not pinned, but lost out on the NXT Women's Championship against Julia, Bayley, and Roxanne, with
That's
her
true.
best friend getting pinned.
I don't know who would we do. You know what? Most likely it's got to be a face, right? Because Tessa's it's probably going to be one of the baby faces that can afford. I'm not sure who it would be. Maybe Kalani Jordan crosses over, and then that's where she fully goes heel. She's developing this whole little attitude and change. This might be the last straw that pushes her completely over by losing to Tessa Blanchard, by trying to cross over, show like the big bad woman she can be in TNA, and then she loses. It might be the embarrassing moment that she needs that pushes her over the top to become full-fledged heel.
Well, yeah, I also think she's going on a collision course to eventually challenge Stephanie Valkyrie for the NXT Women's North American Championship, since that file with her and Stephanie earlier last year. But it's one of those things, Walter, you don't necessarily always need a baby face and a heel dynamic, especially when it comes to interpromotional warfare, when it comes to I'm the baddest bitch, I'm the best. I'm surprised you didn't say this name. I'm going on a limb here and saying Jada Parker. But it is interesting you bring up Kalani Jordan, considering Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker have kind of been in each other's crosshairs, including in that triple threat this past Tuesday, where honestly, Jada Parker, she got caught literally not looking behind her. Kalani Jordan got pinned by Carmen Petrovic. Now Carmen Petrovic will challenge Stephanie Valkyrie for the NXT Women's North American Championship. But it seems like Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker might be having a game of one-upsmanship or the bigger attitude. And I think Jada Parker would offer a very unique dynamic against Tessa Blanchard. And I think Kalani Jordan might be in the audience and stick her nose into Jada Parker's business. Might set up for another underground-esque affair like what happened with Lola Vice and Jada Parker in their endgame. Lola Vice is another one, though, that we have no idea right now what's been going on with her since her win of Jada Parker in Underground. So that's another candidate that I could see here. But if I were to pick somebody, regardless, you got to consider that Tessa Blanchard is going to go over, because right now she believes she's on a woman of another level. Nobody is at her standard. Nobody can actually compete with her, deserves to be with her in that ring. So I'm going off of a limb and saying Jada Parker, actually, in this case.
That's why I don't want it to be Jada Parker, because I already know whoever it's going to be is going to lose. But it could be Kalani Jordan in the audience, like you said, and she causes the interference so she doesn't lose fair and square. So
yeah, and
I was thinking Jada Parker, but or how did Santino say it?
Oh, good Lord. I don't even want to know, because I'm sure
he's remember. Hold
on.
Some
names.
He called Nikita Lyons Makita Lyons.
Oh my God.
Jada. I think he just said Jade Parker. I don't think he messed with
Jade Parker.
I will watch the video while you move on, and I'll remember. But I know he said Makita Lyons, and Tricky Williams. He called him Tricky Williams. It was hilarious.
Tricky Williams.
I didn't I send you that video? I gotta look.
You probably did, but again, pros are passions. I've been dealing with a whole lot of nonsense this week. More nonsense than Tina Morella has been dealing with my brother, Ryan Nemeth. Why do I feel like we're going to hear that man's name from another man that we all love to say his name? Because, of course, we also have tonight Joe Hendry in a redemption concert. After Joe Hendry, of course, retained. Don't you do it. After Joe Hendry successfully retained the damn it. After Joe Hendry successfully retained the TNA World Championship against Jake Summit in a game bout last week, we once again are going to have another concert where, let's be honest, he knows he's going to get interrupted, and it could be a who's who from TNA or NXT that could challenge Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship. Keep in mind, we don't have no TNA specials, folks, till next month with Sacrifice in El Paso, Texas, in the middle of March. So right now, the field is wide open towards anybody to challenge Joe Hendry who's willing to fight anyone, anytime, from anywhere. Gee, I wonder what that could imply. Just saying. Then again, I could be absolutely just blowing smoke here. But it is one of those things that I am curious to see who could cross the line and challenge Joe Hendry. And I think it will be somebody from NXT. It's funny, though, you mentioned Trick Williams, considering Trick Williams, very unique promo on Tuesday night when it came to Eddie Thorpe. But maybe with the fact that Trick Williams and Joe Hendry have mutual respect for one another, maybe Trick Willie can get an opportunity here for the TNA World Championship. Just saying. But
They do have
again, I
history.
don't know. What do you think comes out of the concert tonight? Who would you like to see interrupt him? And don't say Cass.
No, it's probably gonna be. I don't know. It can't be Ryan Neville. He doesn't have enough. You already got him with the your Nick brother, and that was the whole song. Like,
The end. Hey, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind an encore of that personally.
I know, but Nick, of course, is suspended right now without pay, mind you. Uh,
Bullcrap.
you know he's suspended, right?
Yes, I know he's
Yeah,
suspended.
yeah.
And that's bullcrap. The Ron Nemeth got suspended, but continue.
Exactly. So, I don't know who it could be.
Again, folks, let your
I
thoughts be
tell
known
you,
in the
my
comments
brain. You
down
know what my
below.
brain would like to do?
What?
One of those free agents that you signed, like Aleister Black or Rusev that you signed. What if he signed with WWE,
Ooh.
but you debut him to pop out on TNA as a representative, like a hidden thing? But I think I don't know if you immediately put him in the thing with Joe Hendry, but like that would be a unique way to re-debut somebody. Because
Yeah,
then, guess what happens? You could cause it to be a fight. Who's signing him, TNA or NXT? And you can kind of, you know what I mean? You could kind of get a fight over who wants to sign him now.
that's fair. That's fair. And I'm sure we're going to hear from the system tonight. They're going to tell us to trust them because we know that Moose will be defending his X Division championship next week against Lexus King on NXT in Cincinnati. But what will the system be up to tonight? And will a ruler come to disrupt the system in Obafemi? That remains to be seen. We do know the system will be in action, though, as JDC will go one-on-one with Leon Slater once again. But this time, this match has no disqualifications. The young OG from the UK that might be more bouncy than Javon Evans, and that's saying something, has been at odds end with the system as late, including JDC that got a crooked win on him on the countdown. I believe that countdown was Genesis. But since then, we've seen people like Kazarian in the system mock this young man, but the Hardys heavily endorse him. So much so, the Hardys' Leon Slayer got the win in trios action against the system literally 2 weeks ago on TNA. But JDC still says you're going down a wrong path. You need to listen to your betters. And Leon Slater has had enough of being called a kid that apparently has no understanding of the business. So tonight, JDC is going to get weird and we're going to get wild. Wild and weird. Why does that sound like a bad sitcom or TV show from the past? It's JDC versus Leon Slayer and no disqualification. Now, considering Leon Slayer inspired by the Hardys, innovators of Extreme, maybe this is where Leon Slayer gets his win back. But what do you think, Walter?
Hell yeah, Leon Slater's gonna get his win back, and don't even put it out there in the ether about him and Javon, because I want that so bad. Or at least,
Ultimate X.
if they don't do it, maybe a high flying tag team. Maybe Ethan Page gets somebody, someone on his side, even though the rumors are, that someone already signed with another company. But can you reunite the North, and then we can get this crossover and get Javon and Leon Slater together? Like, he can get some backup.
Well, I mean,
Either way,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so but yeah, I think Leon gets his win back. All I know is I'm gonna see some high flying. That's all I know. JDC, I don't trust him to win.
Again, though, it's one of those things if you trust the system or not. And again, I still think that cheat Kalisha Edwards won't be too far away either, and that's what I'm worried about. But again, the Hardys in action next week on NXT. And again, you talk about Wes Lee. Wes Lee will be in action also next week on NXT when he teams up with Fall Eagle Ethan Page to take on the newly signed Ricky Saints and, of course, Javon Evans. So again, we'll see what happens and see if someone's smile gets twisted. Just saying. Speaking of twisted, this is twisted beyond all belief. This is not Mortal Kombat, folks, but this is Ling Yi. Try saying that 3 times fast, Walter. I dare you. Taking on Rosemary. Of course, we haven't seen Rosemary since she lost against Masha Slamovic in that Clockwork Orange House of Fun match for the Knockouts World Championship back at Genesis. And prior to that, of course, she put Wendy Chu to sleep. Gee, we are in the spiritual home of NXT. I wonder if someone might wake from their slumber. Just saying. But of course, Ling Lee has also been on a tremendous upside since joining TNA, and she might look to thunder strike the Demon Assassin. What's your take on this Knockouts match? That's straight TNA, but again, both these women are kind of looking for a launching point this year.
I feel like it's kind of random, this match, but Lily Ying and I actually think that what you just said about the waking up from the slumber, I keep saying it and it never happens, but I'm gonna keep dying on my hill, just like the Moose thing, and it finally happened. I think Wendy Chu comes back and it renews this rivalry with Rosemary. Like, and Lei Ying is just there to be there. She's kind of in the way because then Wendy Chu returns. But if she doesn't, I think Rosemary gets the way because she needs to get back on her feet. Like you said, she's starting over. She needs a stepping stone, and unfortunately, this is who it's gonna be.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things also with Rosemary, the Demon Assassin, since she lost out of the TNA Knockouts World Championship. I do wonder where her path goes from here. And a win over Lei Ling could definitely launch in the right way. But I think also Lei Ling is looking for her own start this year. I need Lei Ling versus Carmen Petrovic, just saying. That being said, thinking about other crossovers, you talk about Cora Jade earlier. I'm sure Cora Jade might try and confront Macha Slamovitz for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. We might get that made official. Thinking about the Knockouts tag team titles, no one wants to see that team of elegance win. Maybe Zarya Ruka, whatever the hell they're calling themselves, crosses the line and maybe comes over and challenges them after beating the Meta2 fools on Tuesday night NXT. So I do think there's going to be a lot of unique crossover teases because this is going to be a very special night to say the least. And again, we know that the ruler is not lived too far away from Full Sail University. Yes, Walter, well, we got about 5 minutes.
I honestly think Lei Ying is not in a rush to cross over because she might hold a grudge that she was let go by that company and didn't
That's
do much.
true.
So I don't think. I mean, I'm not trying to put negative energy, but I don't think she's in a rush to like be be crossing over. Like just like Nick. Like if you notice, Nick ain't really involved in the crossover either. I feel like the people that were there are like keep me as far away from that as before because they already had me and they didn't know what to do with me.
Well, that's fair. Again, overbooking. It's just the problem of the industry. And of course, last but not least, after saying farewell to Josh Alexander and his last match and getting the win, we will hear from the Northern Armory tonight. And after Steve McMahon says that he is not aligning himself with Eric Young and Sinner and Sape, very curious to see what the world-class Maniac might have on his mind. And speaking of Maniacs, wouldn't surprise me if Sammy Callahan and Vance Warner are friggin' bombarding each other across the Impact Zone here tonight at Full Sail University. So I'm expecting a lot of madness to endure, but also a lot of unique NXT crossovers as well. More from the women's division than anything else. Maybe we'll get Ava Rain showing up here with Santino Marella, teasing finally what everyone's been waiting for, a freaking NXT TNA Worlds Collide. But again, only time will tell. Because again, there's nothing for February. Of course, February does end next week.
I wish that TNA interacted with the main roster because can you get Eric Young to get some kind of crazy faction and interact with the Wyatt Six? Like, who can blacken who, like, and get into this different kind of room?
There's two different philosophies in play there, though, for being perfectly honest here. And again, the main roster will never humble themselves to TNA unless the name is AJ Styles, and you know that.
I know, but could you imagine? Because look who has history with Eric Young that's in the Y6.
That's true.
Cross. Yeah, so like, but I don't think we'll ever get that. Like, I think it's called NXT for a reason. The main roster
damn right
nothing to do with it. You're right. AJ Styles might be the only one.
Well, again, TNA is known for professional wrestling. Damn it! Why NXT reignited the passion and attitude for professional wrestling in WWE, a land so heavily focused on overbooked storytelling. So again, I think it's safe to say we're going to focus strictly on NXT NA for the longevity of this multi-year deal. And I think we're really going to get some unique teases tonight. And I do think Olafemi and Moose is going to cook further off tonight and next week, Tuesday, where honestly I could see that match happening at Sacrifice or, dare I say, Roadblock. And of course, we'll be covering both those shows come March, folks. And again, the TNA Plus service, what's nice about it, you don't got to worry about commercial breaks, except for maybe like a small like intermission with a music background. Sometimes you get the live arena during the breaks. You see the transitions of the segments. So I think we're in for something very fun here tonight and very unique from the atmosphere that's going to carry the show more than anything, Full Sail University. As, of course, the TNA faithful and the NXT tried and true will be on this hand here tonight, too. So, again, two passionate audiences will be under one roof of the spiritual home of the Black and Gold. So I'm looking forward to it, bro.
I am, too. I tell you what, though, speaking of TNA, us at the Simply Realized Reliable Studios in April, we're gonna have to be unbreakable because damn, the wrestling's gonna be hitting us in the watch logs. Like, and
All the wrestling.
Unbreakable is right there, right before WrestleMania all hits. So, like, that's gonna be a hell of a week.
Well, it's going to prove that you have to be unbreakable like me when it comes to your passion for truly just enjoying life and enjoy wrestling and almost covering everything. And for those that are wondering why I don't cover Tuesday nights, one, they decided to give me a break. Two, I don't have the CW. Three, different dynamics for people in this virtual seat prove that Walter, JJ, even James, and Statboy can bring you fun and play-by-play commentary. I don't have to call everything. But again, I'm looking forward to calling TNA tonight because TNA is always my weekly delight. So we have literally 1 minute away. So again, folks, you're not already a subscriber, go check out the TNA Plus service. If you can find Access TV, I encourage you to. If you have other means, please be safe and be careful in what you click to. Get your hype, get your fantasy bookings ready, get who you want to see cross the line or come forward from NXT here tonight out of the way because we're going to be starting here very shortly with NXT live from Full Sail University. Or would it be TNA NXT since it's TNA? I guess it doesn't roll off the tongue, you know?
Right here, NXT, yep.
Well, yeah, I feel like NXT just makes sense because we're literally merging the two together. Because why TNA cross-line NXT, now NXT is crossing the line tonight into TNA. So this, again, should be very interesting. And I'm curious what opens the show. It better be Joe Hendry's concert because I need to know who's going to interrupt him this time and who's going to challenge him. It won't be something, but if Obafemi shows up and Jake something confronts him as a bridge point to Moose, I'm all for it. So just saying.
That's a meaty big man slapping man meat match.
I like meat. I just saw Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill obliterate each other in a street fight last night, and two of the most powerful women in the business, Mega Bay and Chris Statlander, go to war like gladiators in Rita before that freaking super bad girl got involved in what might become one of AEW's traditions, extreme street fights and tag team matches. We got our cold opener here, which means we're about to cross the line, and TNA is about to go live. Again, for those that don't know, last week, both the TNA World Championship and the TNA Knockouts World Championships were on the line in first time one of matchups. Jake Sullivan, of course, took on Joe Hendry. Why Savannah Evans, who want to talk about meat, the Cannibal got smashed eventually by Macho Slammers, who was really rocked during that match, if I'm being quite honest.
I just saw the standing ovation and him raising his hand. I think you might be slightly... Here comes Nick, I almost said Nick. Ryan interrupting him.
Yeah, the less popular, the less talented, the less we want to see on our screen Nemeth. As Santino Marella was super kicked by the actual Nemeth.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that badge, while you think it's a play toy, it's a symbol of the authority that Santino Marella holds, and you must respect authority. So again...
Oh, I forgot to go find the video of how he pronounced Jada Parker. Let me see.
Oh, good Lord, dude. There's not going to be commercial breaks, I think, that much tonight. Don't worry about it, all right? And, of course, also we saw the end of Josh Alexander in TNA as he had his last match in a TNA ring, which, again, a very somber note, as, of course, the Northern Armory got involved and allowed Eric Young to get the victory with that hockey mask to the head and a pile driver. 2017 to 2025. Thank you, Josh Alexander. The heart and soul of TNA. All right, let's go into the arena.
I would start with that Joe Hendry concert.
Yeah, I mean, they did it last time, and again, we had a great... Joe Hendry is so multi-talented. There's so many great hits. Go follow Joe Hendry today on YouTube and check out his songs on Spotify.
Damn it. You're lucky we're doing the live, because you've said his name way too many times for me.
Yeah, we're not killing a gimmick. We're not killing a gimmick.
I know. I can hold back.
Good man. I'm proud of you. Oh, boy, it's going to be fun. We are live across the world with TNA Impact tonight from the spiritual home where NXT was born, Full Sail University, live in Orlando, Florida. Welcome, everybody, to the show. This is TNA Impact. And we kick things off with Joe Hendry already in the ring with another concert.
There he is.
And there is our home, Walter, for NXT. Once again, TNA takes stage tonight. Joe Hendry, of course, bringing us in as this TNA Impact Live. I agree with that sign. I missed Don West, RIP. Yes! Concert! Great concert! Like Harley Cameron.
Who's going to interrupt, though? That's what
And it's going to be from NXT or TNA.
First concert as the actual champion, huh?
Yeah, well, second concert.
Yeah.
We want to know what's next for Joe Hendry. Who do you all want to see face Joe Hendry next? Put your names out there from NXT or TNA. Don't say Kazarian.
Don't say Lexus King either, because he's going after the Moose right now.
Interesting choice by Lexus King, who of course changed the rules in the Heritage Cup as JDC failed to capture for the system. I want to hear the song!
I want to hear it. What do you mean who wants to hear it? I want to hear it.
All right, well, let's see if we understand it.
I know what the song is parodying.
Go ahead and educate the people.
Hold on, let me figure it out. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm right before I play myself.
Yeah.
Hard to be humble when you're in the Royal Rumble. Ooh. Yeah, I think you're a couple seconds ahead of me.
You heard that line?
Yeah, that was to Cena.
John Cena versus Joe Hendry needs to happen at some point.
I think this is Green Day. Nah.
What the hell?
I'll defend my title every week. Whose music is that?
Wait a second! What? Are you kidding me? Look who's here! You recognize those faces, Walter?
Yes, I remember those faces. The Colognes. Carlito's brother and cousin.
What the hell?
I didn't even know. Are they signed to TNA?
Not that I know of. Well, you just heard what they said. They're making their TNA wrestling debut.
Carlito's little brother and cousin.
You know Carlito.
Dude, he sounds like Carlito.
Yeah, right? Colognes, man, I haven't heard that name in a long damn time.
You could have gave me 1,000 guesses. That would have never came up out of me.
Nope. Even in Puerto Rico, I would have said Colognes. Where's Carlito? Damn.
Is that what the crowd is chanting?
Yep.
There he goes.
Shut! They know their place.
Just say he's on Raw. As long as they're not the Matadors or whatever and keep the Colognes, I'm good.
That's fair.
These guys have more gimmick changes than.
But, I mean, your Joe Hendry might have a weapon, but yeah, they're still 2-on-1. What? What the hell? Now what? Wait, what?
Is that Elias?
No way. That is Elias!
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God!
Elias and Joe Hendry. Wait. Elijah, I think his name is now.
Elijah is in TNA, the Drifter.
Yeah, you're a little ahead of me. Yeah, because I know his name is Elijah from the. They just said AEW didn't offer him a contract either. Well, it goes together, no?
He just said I'm Elijah.
Told you. This is 1,000 guesses I would have got wrong.
Hey, it's like giving us a song. Oh, wow.
Just deliver the same mirror gimmick.
Elijah chants rang out here in the Impact Zone.
Elijah and Hendry. This is gonna turn into a player tag team. Holla holla holla.
Yep. One question. How long with Elijah? This is wild.
He looks like Elijah with a Amish hat and stuff.
I mean, you know, WWE used to stand for walk with a different name. Now, I know this song, Seven Nation Army. This is awesome.
The concert gimmicks against the colognes.
Hey, I'm for it. That's cool. But there's some history
Wrong
here with
person. That's Carlitos.
Fair enough. You're right. They're not that cool. But this is awesome. Oh man.
You know what? I got a feeling though.
What?
He's gonna turn on Henry. He's gonna go heel. There's no way the same two gimmicks are gonna be happy-go-lucky and be faces together.
It wouldn't be the first time we've heard of a battle of the bands in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Are they
Colon
gonna
cleanse.
Dual? Are they gonna play?
Can we get a concept of blowing them in the ring?
Yeah, I think Santino's coming out. Even Santino's face says it all.
Wait now, hold that thought, Walter. Here comes the red third authority. That's Eddie Morella. You are off to one hell of a hot start. Look at Santino Morella.
Two big surprises.
I got a show. Number 3.
Number 3.
Main event.
I told you.
You called it, bro. You called it.
Why would it smell fantastic? What the hell does that mean?
No, don't question Santino. Okay, we don't question Santino Morella.
Oh,
yes!
Duet.
Yes!
Have a duet. Give me a duet.
Yes! Absolutely! Great Hackers, good to see you in the chat, by the way, brother. Who wants a concert with Elijah and Joe Hendry?
I want a duet. Are they doing freaking... Are they doing Tina Turner? What the hell? Oh, no, they're doing Big Wheels. Yeah, Big Wheels keep on turning. They are doing her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry and Elijah tonight against the Colognes to come in our main event here on TNA Impact Live.
I don't know. Noah, I'm sorry. I hate to be negative like that. I just don't trust Elijah, man.
Do you trust Leon Slater, though, as we go backstage with the lovely Gia Miller? They've been
Why
trying to
would the
recruit him.
system try to recruit him?
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't fit the system. Do you think he would fit the system?
Absolutely not. He fits the Hardys to a T. He proved it 2 weeks ago, teaming with them in victory.
So I assume that's the next match. Let me set this up.
Well, I don't know necessarily yet, bro. But he's been enduring weeks of insults and jabs and cheating.
We did a pre-show and we asked each other what is going to happen during Joe Hendry's concert. The Colognes and Elijah were the furthest thing from our brain.
I never would have guessed any of those 3 men in a million years. Leon Slater looking to earn the respect of JDC and the system and the TNA fans.
Technically, he has their respect if they're trying to recruit him, don't you think?
There's also that mockery, I think, that the system is using to their advantage. And Leon Slater looking to get him for the night.
Oh, it says still to come, not next.
And we'll see if he can live up to his own promise tonight. And there you have it, Walter. There's your main event graphic. Joe Hendry and Elijah. You heard me right, folks. Joe Hendry and Elijah, the former Elias, taking on the Colognes in tag team action. But we have guests in tonight, of course, from NXT, from the original home of NXT, as Tyson, Dupont, and Tyriek take on the Rascalz next in tag team action. Asos and Wesley in the respective corners.
Can we give credit to the graphic maker? He made that graphic pretty fast.
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't think Asos was in the building tonight.
By the way, it was Jada Parkour, like parkour.
Parkour.
That's what he called her.
Well, I guess that's not complete.
So you get the whole promo.
I guess it's not completely bad, to be fair. But anyway. So, already off to a hot start. Let's just take a look at the chat real quick. Dwayne Atkinson here saying, I really was hoping TK would have signed Elijah and aligned with the righteous. Jury's still out. I mean, we've seen people before across, but we'll see what happens. And we'll also see you all again here for TNA coverage. We cover Sacrifice Friday, March 14th. Please stay tuned for more on that, of course. As, of course, right now we have a brief commercial break because TNA Plus has to promote not only TNA, but at least one movie. At least this movie I kind of care about because it's based on the Burke.
Yeah, and Tony Storm is in it.
Well, never mind. I stopped caring officially.
Well, she has a cameo. But you know what? Since we're on commercial, let me show you that short video.
3 names. That's stupid.
Oh, I don't think. Are you going to be able to hear it? Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you have in mind?
You can't?
Well, I made a list of people I would really like to see on a TNA event.
Okay.
First, we have an exceptional female wrestler, Makita Lyon.
No, that's actually not.
She's good. Then there's another one, Jada Parkour.
Yeah, that's not how you.
She's very good. Eddie Torpedo is another one.
It's another one you are.
Then there's this guy, Shining Stacks Lorenzo. 3 names. That's stupid. But this one guy, I tell you, Tricky William.
Yeah.
He's good.
Wait, no, that's
Very good.
You know what? Why don't we just go enjoy the day of vengeance?
You mean Vengeance Day? Where did you learn to pronounce things?
You've got to be kidding me.
She screwed up Vengeance Day, but he got it right. Why he screwed up every NXT talent's name? What the fuck, Santino? I love Santino Morella, but sometimes that crazy Canadian Italian, you the son of my gun. Oh, good Lord. I needed that. Thank you. Again, Santino Morella never changed. Anthony Corelli for life. My favorite TNA official in history. That being said, I hope you all enjoyed the coverage reactions. Hope you all enjoyed that little clip. Appreciate Santino Morella for his pronunciations of names, because I'm sure we're going to get more of that tonight. And I wonder if we're going to see the liaison, of course, as well, of NXT, Ariana Grace, who has so many friends across NXT. And I'm sure we might see some from TNA. And also, speaking of TNA, get your TNA merch now, 20% off your order tonight only, using the code LIVE20. But also, subscribe to Rage of Wrestling Walter Cruz for free. Get him to a milestone. Have him and his wife try and hurt their bodies through hot wings. We will level up with gaming content here very soon. Please support my pal's passion. PayPal the passion. You see the link down below. Support the Rage of Wrestling Walter Cruz, the hardest working man not named JJ Williams here at the Super Reliable Studios. As we go backstage with the Colognes, and we return back to TNA Impact Live.
You know what I'm doing right now, right? Getting some merch.
I figured you were. I've been following TNA for a very long time. Company that needs them? Jury's out.
Our traditions.
How dare you?
He said, "Who the hell is Joe Hendry?" That's Ken Demonio. Well, technically, who the devil is?
This is history. Whoa. Okay then. Well, I like the passion. I mean, the cologne name does carry a lot of weight if you know the history of the colognes. I will give them that, but talk about making an initial statement.
I have to say that this is the most random signing, though.
Right? A shout out, by the way, to Matthew Raybon and Tom Hannigan. Of course, the TNA commentary team. My favorite commentary teams is Don West and Mike Tenay and TNA history. Of course, Walter Cruz, Noel Foss. We are super reliable. We cover not only TNA, we cover NXT, WWE, we cover AEW, ROH, independent wrestling, you name it, we cover it. New Japan, Marigold, NOLA, and soon Walter will be carrying his first Stardom show. In the meantime, Walter, it's time for you to see how well you shine. Talk about these two, whoever the hell they are, Tyson Dupont and Tyriek with Wesley to go to tag team action here with NXT versus TNA.
Yep. Wesley's, I don't even know what to call them. It's pit bulls? Like, I don't even know what.
I'm pretty sure Trey Miguel called them Timu Rascalz, and that might be more so. This almost feels like the new breed versus the OGs, shades of WrestleMania 23 ECW, as we got, of course, the lovely Mackenzie Mitchell, our ring announcer here now for TNA. Again, thank you, Jay Chung, for everything. And, of course, Wesley came back with these two pit bulls. Maybe Chihuahua is more is the appropriate term.
Tyriek is the slimmer one, right?
You tell me. You're the one that covered these two. These two are more straight than Hank and Tank.
Tyriek is the slimmer one, and Tyson is the kind of thicker guy.
But I can tell you all day about Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel, the Rascalz, former two-time TNA Tag Team Champions.
Let's see. Get a Jeff Hardy shirt.
419 represent, and shout out to the inevitable Ace Austin. Ace Austin and Trey Miguel to find a rivalry over the X Division Championship for a period of time in TNA. And of course, the situation involving all six of these men comes down to Wesley crossing the line and trying to make a statement at the expense of Ace Austin and his former friends.
Now that I see Ace Austin, I have to say to Chris Bay, to see that video walking brought tears to my eyes of him being able to take those few steps on his birthday nonetheless.
Yeah, it is absolutely inevitable that Chris Bay will be back in the TNA ring. Mark my words. Happy Thursday, by the way. And Chris Bay, congratulations. Get well soon. I look forward to you coming back and showing up your finesse. Shout out to the regular wrestling JJ Williams. We're covering NXT TNA live from Full University. Good grief. And a hot start by the Rascalz here, taking out TNA Tyriek.
The hell was that? Did we get a second to breathe? Sheesh.
It's freaking moonsaws and stereotypes, and the Rascalz getting the hot start. I mean, you got to consider with Wesley always taking advantage of them with these two jabronis. You can't blame the Rascalz going for the hot start here.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, the big man here, Tyson, in the ring right now. The double stomp by Zachary Wentz here. And former TNA Tag Team Champions going to work early. And Tyson set up it over the floor. Now Tyriek coming in. Oof. Tyriek able to duck underneath the enziguri. Now hooking it up Zachary Wentz. And oh my word! Yeah, you're not kidding, though, about these pit bulls that Wesley's rolling with, Walter. And they're 300-pounders here he's got in his corner.
Oh, my God, dude. Tyriek's at least 320, 330.
Still a kind of night. Li Ling Lee will take on Rosemary in one-on-one action in the TNA Knockouts division. We will also hear from the Northern Armory, led by Eric Young. Of course, Sinner and Sate now. Eric his repertoire, maybe a new Team Canada. And JDC. Oh! We'll go one-on-one with Leon Slater in no disqualification. Tag made now to Tyson by Tyriek. And also to come tonight, Tessa Blanchard will be in action, or she will have severe consequences waiting for her. Courtesy of Team Morella. And officially made, Joe Hendry and Elijah. Here's the cover by Tyrese. Tyson gets a 2 count on, I believe that is Trey Miguel. Joe Hendry and Elijah will go up against Colognes in our main event.
Trey Miguel got some tight-ass braids right now, but yeah, that's Miguel.
Yeah, Trey Miguel represents Toledo, Ohio, of course, my hometown. And Tyriek and Tyson are now just doing the doing of Wesley, getting the better of Trey. Trey flips up and over, lands on his feet. Oh, nice kick of escape there. Oh, and rocks Tyson with his Igwe. Gets Tyriek with a hook kick. Tag made to Zachary Wentz.
That was a nice way to avoid a clothesline.
And watch Zachary Wentz here. An axe kick, of course, by the former X Division champion. Now Wentz up to the top rope with the double missile drop kick and a kip up. Darren G, good to see you as well as always. We are covering NXT and having a blast here. And already we've had 3 surprises, not even 30 minutes in. And Zachary Wentz getting the better of Tyson and Tyriek in our first NXT NA dose of action here tonight in tag team action. Pushes off Tyson, rope around Tyriek, follows up with a jumping knee strike, takes Tyson down, PK. And Wentz right now has turned this match completely around. Running shooting star cover with the far leg kick at it too.
Almost.
Tag made. Trey Miguel in legal now. And look at Wesley here trying to get involved, play a distraction factor as he's done since crossing the line. But Ace Austin now in Wesley's face.
Damn. As deep as the knockout division is, they don't have a lot of freaking merch for them.
Tyriek able to take him out, though. Handspring, caught Trey Miguel, hoisted up. What the hell is this? Oh, my God!
Oh!
Great combination offense here as Wentz saves the matchup.
Usually that move is done with a leg clothesline. My man just choke slammed him down.
It's almost a choke slam leg drop combination. Oh, and Zachary Wentz with the corkscrew plancha.
Damn, man. I'm trying to support the knockouts, but they don't got a lot of merch.
Tyriek and Trey Miguel, the 2 legal men in the ring. Wesley trying to get involved here, though. Gets the legs taken out from underneath, and Meteora connects. Now it's like Wentz going over the top rope. Wesley neutralized for now.
What just happened? Did Ace Austin trip Wesley?
Swanton off the top. Rascalz with the win. No, Wesley got tripped up by Ace Austin. Ace Austin was the difference maker here.
He felt flat on his face, too. He kind of felt hard.
Well, when you interfere in another team's business, that's the risk you take. And again, Wesley has made this personal. And the Rascalz finally getting one up on Wesley and his cronies tonight, thanks to Ace Austin's assistance.
I feel like it ain't over, though. It's going to get the 6-man tag.
Yeah, clearly there has to be some way this ends. Oh. As I start about X Division rivalry.
You know, if anyone knows about it, it's Wesley, though. You got to give him that much.
Whoa. Wesley with the challenge there. There's your 6-man tag. A 6-man tag challenge. It's sacrifice.
Told you that's where this was going.
A lot of history here with Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, and Wesley now added with Tyson and Tyriek from NXT, as it looks like the Rascalz might have a whole new enemy on their front lines waiting for them at Sacrifice.
The question will be who's going to get sacrificed.
But still to come tonight, Joe Hendry and Elijah, you heard me right, they will go up against the Rascalz in tag team match. I still can't believe I said Joe Hendry and Elijah in the same sentence as a tag team.
What is 2025? We just said
I don't know.
Henry and Elijah.
Look, I learned late last year not to question the wrestling business, just enjoy it. But coming up next, Leeling Lee goes one-on-one with the Demon Assassin, Rosemary, live on TNA Impact.
Okay, Rosemary has a shirt at least.
Well, I mean, Rosemary is an OG knockout. She's been part of the company since 2017. Former TNA Knockouts World Champion. But again, she hasn't held that title for over 6 years. And again, going to the chat there, G, good to see you again. And looks like Renegade Wrestling Jaded Williams is claiming that I called this a while ago. Geez, what did you not call bro?
Yo,
All right.
excuse me. Some of our crystal balls are broken, bro.
Yeah, look at this guy with the premonitions more than broken Matt Hardy. Good grief. I always appreciate the Rank Wrestling JJ Williams. Go check out JJ Williams and Walter Cruz when they give you a top 10 sequels better than the pilot, courtesy of the Super Bravo Studios across Castle 18 Studios and Rage of Wrestling today, folks. That's just some of the great wholesome content you get every week here when it comes to what we do across Super Bravo Studios, covering all forms of sports, combat sports, collegiate sports, and other forms of entertainment.
Hey, didn't you just have a birthday?
I did. What about it?
You want something from TNA's merch?
Nah, I'm fine, dude. I'm not one to wear merch unless it's a suit or unless it's a lapel pin or a tie. All right, I'm fine. I appreciate you, though.
All right.
Besides, my passion for professional wrestling business and my frugal nature is unstoppable, as my voice will be the entire month of April. But come April 17th, place your bets when we head to Las Vegas virtually and covering TNA Unbreakable, live April 17th. And of course, that's not the only show on TNA's schedule this calendar year, because come after Sacrifice and we prove we're unbreakable, we're going to go to the West Coast, to the City of Angels, where a rebellion is waiting to ensue. Stay tuned for the next time TNA is on pay-per-view, folks, and we'll be covering it, of course, here at Super Studios from Los Angeles, California, virtually. TNA Wrestling presents Rebellion, Sunday, April 27th.
Wait a minute. Rebellion is Los Angeles. Oh, but it's after WrestleMania. I was gonna say, you know how
what you trying to imply? What are you trying to imply here, bro?
You can get a lot of crossovers, just saying.
I mean, you get every company under the sun crossover.
Oh, that's right. JJ was working. Yes, Elijah, as in Elias, came out, and he was part of the concert with Joe Hendry. And of all people, the freaking Colognes, Carlito's little brother and his little cousin, interrupted. Like, who had that on their bingo card? You show me someone that says they have that on a bingo card, I'll show you a liar.
Damn, just call the kettle black, why don't you? But again, not wrong, the last Tet dig, and thank you for that recap, as I always do the recap ahead of the main event. But yes, JJ's unaware, now he's aware, and the Colognes apparently are now part of TNA Wrestling. Hey, look at it this way, that's more tag teams for the Hardys now to face.
Also more tag teams to cross over, I guess.
Yeah, that's true as well. Again, we are live from the home of the Black and Gold, where it first began, Full Sail University.
I liked what show we were watching where they were showing the little things that happen when the camera's off, man. That was cool.
Yep. Oh, come on.
This is not cool.
This is trash. Why are these two on my screen?
Except, what did they call themselves this time? I think they used their real names, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Why is this not on YouTube with full advertisements running through it?
They just took my mood down, man.
AJ Francis takes everyone's mood down worse than Nia Jax.
Can AJ Styles just cross over and beat the shit out of AJ and just say,
look, I'll take anybody. I'll take Grayson Waller and Austin Fury dropping these two dimwits.
I was thinking the same thing, JJ, and literally everybody in the arena were chanting, "Where's Carlito? Clap, clap, clap."
Yeah, like, we know who Carlito is. Who are you? Oh, Valentina. Nice to see her. Haven't seen her since AEW Dark and Ring of Honor. That Carolina Cruz?
Is this going to lead to some crossover? Because what?
I don't know, but this better lead to some wrestling real quick, or I'm going to chastise this.
I don't want to stare at freaking Timu S.A. Rios over here.
This is more relevant than Kendrick Lamar's halftime show at the Super Bowl.
You know? There it goes.
I really don't know
Why
what
is it
this
showing
shit
someone who
is.
passed away years ago?
This is actually what TNA is using their airtime for while they're live. What a waste of money. I still say rap is whack.
I got Timu Doctor Strange in my screen. Timu T-Pain. Timu S.A. Rios.
This might as well be brought to you by Timu. JJ, I don't give a damn if it's a story. The story needs to be buried where ET video games were buried, in the middle of a desert, never to be seen again. This is what happens when you transcend wrestling with pop culture, and pop culture don't mean jack shit.
JJ's got a point. You bring the colognes now, and then once...
Carlito's already irrelevant with Judgment Day. Why is he part of that freaking trash faction? That faction's been irrelevant since Adam Copeland left it.
I've never bought anything off of Timu, so I can't even say it.
Timu sounds cheaper than Wish.com.
And this is Timu Sugar Shane O'Malley with the hair colors. What the hell?
You mean the guy with the Elton John glasses?
Yeah, that's how a UFC fighter, Sugar Shane O'Malley, kind of the colors he put in his hair, at least.
Now, if only that jet was realistic and it crashed and burned and dive bombed in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of America.
Mexico! Don't you get me political and I will get us thrown off YouTube, bro. Don't you start something you know I can finish. You want me to go NAF on this shit? Because I'm this close. No. I'm this close to being triggered right now. I'm dead fucking serious.
I'm triggered too, trust me. Tranquilo. JJ's trying to get you to rant about Judgment Day too. He said that it was a lie. Priest offended Mommy. We're talking about.
The only reason Dom's relevant is because he has had a one-night stand with Mommy in a dark room with red lights. So shut the hell up. And the only reason Mommy's relevant is because every virgin in this damn country doesn't know how to get one with a woman, and they hope it's gonna be Mommy. Guess what? She's taken. W trying to be edgy my ass. Go ahead and freaking invest in Pornhub and then tell me about edgy.
It's a shame we're getting these during this segment. That shows what TNA is doing to us. Okay, I think AJ's on the rant.
Like anyone gives a damn about this guy being on a rant. He's flopped worse than when he flopped over the ring on SmackDown with this freaking segment. I'll keep in coaching comfort as long as I avoid this first class.
I'm gonna show you this Batman villain, right?
Batman villain.
Yeah, this is Doctor Strange. Tell me this that AJ Francis is in a Timu version of him.
All right, fine, go for it. Ugh.
Look at that.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it with you know, without the yellow glasses. Worst AJ in wrestling right now.
Dude can't even finish his sentence correctly.
You know, I hope those people standing in the back got their money's worth here.
Money, money, money. Now they sound like they're trying to do prime time.
This guy is wasting more money than Trump is on terrorists in the government.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Too late. Already did. Too bad this guy can't be deported. Oh, anyway, that was a waste of time in my life. Not going to get that back.
That's 5 minutes I can't get back. That's why we started talking about other shit.
Look, I'm trying my best to be in a good mood, but when you put bullshit like this on my screen and not professional wrestling, you get the worst side of me, and I will go political.
Right.
But 20 years ago, finally going back to wrestling, this company called the little engine that could has proven and still proves how much they are unbreakable. As I wish that AJ Francis vocal cords were breakable, which I know they are, he is certainly not unbreakable, and I can only hope that John Layfield shows up and lariats his larynx shut. Anyway, April 17th, folks, we will be covering Unbreakable. Stay tuned for more upon that. Thursday, April 17th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wait. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? The hell?
They make it later.
Oh, right.
So that it's early for California.
California, and they're in Las Vegas. Okay, that makes sense. Note to self, take PTO off that Thursday or the Friday, the day following. And, of course, Sacrifice now, it's official, Walter. The Rascalz and A-Stars will take on Wesley, Tyson Dupont, and Tyriek in six-man tag team action. TNA versus NXT, March 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Courtesy of the TNA Plus.
GM. It's official.
Yeah, about to say, Adam Pearce is in here, but Santino Marella made that official. All right. And Matt Helms, good to see you. I ranted and I freaking chastised our government and AJ Francis, but other than that, I'm great. Now I'm going to decay with Rosemary as we get ready for TNA Knockouts action.
Yay! I like Rosemary. I don't care how heelish she is.
Well, I mean, I've always been a fan of Rosemary, Courtney Rush, first out Smash Wrestling in a multiverse far beyond TNA. And, of course, Rosemary, again, coming off that loss to Masha Slamovitz in the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match back at TNA Genesis. And, of course, you get your officially licensed TNA apparel courtesy of Blacksmith, blacksmith.co.uk/TNA. What if my friend Mary J got some gear? Please follow her on the social medias.
I just did. I
Did you?
got a Rosemary shirt.
Nice. Rosemary, of course, who walks in the shadow.
They don't come much crazier than Rosemary.
There's crazy, and then there's downright insane and suicidal. You tell me what Rosemary is. She takes on Li Ling Li.
Well, there you go, Noah. What JJ's saying, that's probably why it's 10 p.m.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Hey, I'll take it. Li Ling, of course, who came into TNA last year. Got some comeuppance finally against Savannah Evans.
She hasn't done much, to be honest.
Well, Savannah Evans took her out for a period of time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, aside from cosplaying Mortal Kombat characters, I haven't seen her do much.
But she's actually been pretty impressive here in the TNA Knockouts division, of course, using that Thunderstruck finisher now.
That is a good finisher, though.
But you want to talk about someone that's done a lot here. Rosemary's done everything. But again, she hasn't been TNA Knockouts World Champion for over 6 years. And truly, she is alone in the shadows. No longer with Decay. Truly left behind. Doesn't even have the bunny with her anymore. The bunny died on Impact.
I'm sorry for you. I know that bringing that up.
It still hurts me, and I hate Kevin Sullivan to this day because of it. The bell reigns are underway here, as both these women might be looking to get back toward the TNA Knockouts World Championship.
After that bullshit we just saw of AJ wasting our time, can you please bring Wendy Chu back? Can you just please make me right about
You have been dying on that hill, that tombstone, since Rosemary put Wendy Chu to an eternal slumber in the undead realm. How many times must I tell you? There is no return from there. She's gone. She's asleep. She's gone. She's done.
She put her in the Shadow Realm.
You wish it was the Shadow Realm. Now, Rosemary with the tarantula.
She put some stank on that tarantula. She really ranked on her neck.
Yeah, you know, for all the things we've seen of Leland Lee and Xia Li, of course, former Xia Li of NXT phase, I don't think she's ever faced somebody like Rosemary.
I don't think anyone has faced anyone like Rosemary.
I don't think Rosemary's faced anybody like herself. I think she's still trying to figure out herself.
Exactly. It's like a female Marilyn Manson and Charles Manson all combined into one.
And yes, she listened to the TNA Hall of Famer Raven to have a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match against Masha Slamovitz.
That was a hell of a match, though.
The lead looking to take advantage now. Thinking Rosemary's volleyball. Here's the cover. Hook the leg. Gets a 1 count.
Barely a 1 count.
Well, again, though, like you said, you may not have seen much of Li Ling Li here in TNA, but I think she definitely has potential, Walter. And, of course, we know she has that MMA that background. Oh! Reverse DDT, a hook of the near leg, and a 2 count, a cryback. Excuse me. Singapore to course born.
All people need, anyone, is the right talent. Any talent need is the right opportunity.
Rosemary right now with the opportunity to get back to the TNA Knockouts World title with a win here tonight against Li Ling Li. And of course, Li Ling Li has not been part of TNA even for a year yet. Might be looking for aspirations on the TNA Knockouts World Championship as Li gets out of the corner.
I mean, you got to figure if Rosemary can get through her, this might be the first step on the ladder to get back to that TNA Championship. I mean, it's been 6 years.
Yep, and she beat Jade originally for that title. Of course, you know her better as Mia Yim in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Good confidence here being shown by Li Ling Li. Of course, one of the biggest factors to facing Rosemary, as you said, is the mental warfare she loves to put into her opponents. And so far, Li looks unrattled.
If you don't fall for her games, that you have a chance. But once she gets you mentally, it's kind of over for you.
Yeah, look at Li, though, with these shots firing off here in the corner. And, of course, you talk about the legacy of women's wrestling and the pedigree of the talent that we see across NXT, TNA. Of course, TNA, the original alternative where a woman was able to be themselves and find themselves. Talk about the great knockouts of this division from the OG, the starters, like Gail Kim, like Awesome Khan, like Angela Love, beautiful people, like Tara, of course, the Reed's Victoria. Now, Lee setting Rosemary for the spin. And down goes Rosemary with the cutter. Cover, it might be enough here. Gets the 2 counts.
Would that be considered an upset?
Well, again, Rosemary is a former TNA Knockouts World Champion and a multiple-time TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champion. Don't ever underestimate Rosemary. And you got to consider the pedigree of Rosemary here in the Knockouts division. She's been part of this since 2017. Now looking at so below. Denied by Lee.
She just literally went toe-to-toe with the Knockouts champion, Masha. So, I mean, and she held her own. She might have lost the match, but she didn't fare badly.
Yeah, but she just hit her with Thunderstruck. The kick to the head. Here's the cover. Hook the leg. And Lee with the win.
Okay. I guess that's her first stepping stone.
Biggest win so far in Li Ling Li's knockout career, pinning a former TNA Knockouts World Champion.
By far her biggest. Why are the lights like that?
It goes with the atmosphere for a rising sun.
Oh, damn. Nice muscles.
And again, you just saw knockouts action. We still have more to come tonight with Tessa. Uh-oh. Oh, the mist! The mist! Blinding green mist right in the face of Li Ling Li.
Hey, she just wanted her to match her outfit.
What the hell? Great Kabuki freaking talking to Rosemary now.
Rosemary's not even Japanese. What are you doing? Stop stealing gimmicks.
Well, again, we talked about the tricks and mental warfare that Rosemary has. Looks like she has one more up her sleeve, or should I say between her teeth. Take a look at the replay here. Oh, jeez. You can ask Great Muda what that does to opponents.
Ask to Jerry. You can ask a lot of people.
Oscar. Hello, Sammy. Oh, Death Machine TV. Okay, well, who's getting screwed up here tonight, I wonder? I think he's looking for Steph DeLander and Vance Warner after the assaults these past few weeks. Oh, jeez!
Well, he sure the hell found them.
What happens when a Southern Cycle meets a Death Machine?
Do I even want to know?
I don't know. Do you? What?
Stand by. Technical.
Stand by. That's one way of putting it. Well,
I think that camera just kind of popped over his head, man.
Well, that was weird. Again, still to come tonight. Still so much more to come. Thank you all for tuning in. And Daniel here with a comment real quick. I mean, I'm thinking of a phenomenal one, not a crazy chick. Gee, I wonder which woman that would be. Matt Helms again. We're doing great here. Like I said, I'm in a good mood. I'm fine. Everything's fine. And again, you think I can't handle 5 hours of TNA wrestling in a single night? Dude, I call AEW pay-per-views. Bring it on. I am unbreakable, even though I do for my moments.
quality 5 hours of wrestling.
There's the word I was waiting for you to say. Oh my gosh. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to Stat Boy Mikey. Please follow folks at the Sports Bar with Dory Lou. Of course, they recently did coverage of the, I believe, Daytona Annapolis 500. And of course, they will continue bringing coverage and all the stats across all the sports. I'm sure it's going to be very busy during March Madness. So if you haven't figured out your bracket or your winning teams already, please do so and have fun in that. I don't know nothing about that. I don't follow basketball. So don't ask me a thing. But again, stay tuned, as always, for all your sports needs and stats approved by, of course, Statboy Mikey, with, of course, Dory Lou. And who knows, you might even see them again on City Predicting very soon in the near future, too. Speaking of which, City Predicting will be back next week, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night after TNA Impact, where we will, of course, cover the Elimination Chamber. Not only predict it, but also cover it. And, of course, coverage will be next week, Saturday, March 1st, as we are on the final stop on the road to WrestleMania. So please stay tuned and be along for the ride here for everything to come here at the Simply Reliable Studios. As we got another commercial break here, of course, TNA hyping up their schedule. These commercial breaks are so short, there is no point of playing our watch along trailers. We're not going to do that. As we get ready to come back here into the Impact Zone. Again, still huge speculation who Tessa Blanchard is going to face and who else is going to show up here tonight. With Femi threatening to enter Moose's territory. Still nothing's come from that. We haven't even seen Moose yet tonight. We know we got JDC versus Leon Slater, no disqualification as well, Walter. So there's still a lot more that could happen, and we're not even out of the first hour yet.
The more I'm thinking about it, I think you're right about Jada Parker. It might be her.
Why you think that now?
I just been thinking about it. I just don't want, because whoever's going to answer Tessa's challenge is losing. I just don't want. But Kalani could be in the audience. You don't know, like you said, and then that could cause it. But I just don't want.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It seems like you're at a crossroads, not, pun intended, to Cody Rhodes, but you really seem to be torn about this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
That's fair. Again, folks, please subscribe, Rage of Wrestling. Walter Cruz here. Again, please support a friend, tell a friend, share it with a friend. Be on the social medias for a quick second. It's super simple. Have we go backstage with Li Ling Lee, who's trying to get the mist out of her eyes. And Tessa Blanchard right now looking for her.
Every time I see Tessa, man, that chin. Holy shit. She's a Blanchard for real.
Again, she's second generation superstar. Tessa trying to boss everybody around.
Don't tell me. No, it can't be Laylee.
Kudos to Doctor. This is on you. What the hell does that mean? Man, Tessa trying to make sure that everyone knows she's the baddest bitch in charge, and apparently nobody right now is taking that seriously, thankfully. Still to come tonight, Tessa Blanchard, singles action. What?
Is she going to beat the hell out of a bunch of knockouts or something? What does she mean this is on you?
I don't know at this point, but again, Tessa Blanchard, she's a nuclear bomb waiting to explode, so who knows at this point. Again, nuclear heat in TNA Impact, once again. God help that division. God help this company. Speaking of heat, Eric Young, I know, definitely got some heat following his actions last week against Josh Alexander in the last match, and of course, recruiting the Northern Armory. World-class mayor once again leading a group. Insert group number here.
That's what I was saying. I wonder who they call out.
Talking about last week, he did what he had to do. And he did what he said he was going to do. Says eliminated Josh Alexander forever.
This dude is Big Show 4.0 with the heel and face turns.
Well, you're not wrong. Does make me wonder the way he plans to do it. Icarus and to do this here, of course. Sinner and Saint, we know them from Prestige Wrestling. Unmitigated.
I thought he was working on trying to get with what's his name? They were like being a tag team. What the hell happened to that?
Steve Macklin says he does not want to be part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Judas and Travis were pawns. They were boys. Under his leadership, they will be men.
Jury's
They will
still
be
out.
champions. I mean, you can't argue with the resume that Eric Young has here in TNA, though, and the champions he has left. Remember, Violent by Design almost had all the gold at one point.
Eric Young has held every title in the company, including a
Yep.
female's title. So,
We don't
like-
talk about that. We don't talk about that. No one's done what he's done, and he's right. No one's sacrificed like he's sacrificed. You died and lived 5 times! Claim to be the face of this place. Claim to be the heart, the soul. He doesn't care. He's the foundation. He's the lifeblood. He's the gatekeeper.
He's not lying if you think about it.
Not true, but he's...
Steve
Man-
Macklin, I bet you
Yeah.
that's who he's talking about.
Pretty sure. You called it. Again, Macklin doesn't want nothing to do with this. He wants to run the company forever together with Macklin? I don't think Macklin's even there tonight. Macklin said he doesn't want nothing to do with this.
I mean, these two started conflict, gained respect for each other during the match, and now they're back to this.
And plus, Macklin, he said he has a hard time trusting people. He's right, because Macklin, the only person he shared even his PTSD following him serving our country, God bless him, was Eric Young. Get past that. You knew he had to go. I mean, Macklin and Josh Alexander were 2 of the greatest rivals here in this era of TNA.
Tell me about it.
Business is not just black and white. Duh, it's gray. We all know that. Business is red. Red. Well, blood, yeah. I say.
Blood red. Ooh. This is interesting.
It's a very interesting promo by Eric Young, almost an ultimatum for Steve Macklin, and I'm sure he will want an answer from Macklin sooner rather than later, and it may come violently. We'll see how Steve Macklin, I'm sure, will respond with words to Eric Young in the near future. Well, still to come tonight. Again, I still can't believe I'm saying this for those that are tuning in just now. Joe Hendry is in the main event in tag team action alongside Elijah. You might know him as Alliance from WWE against the Colognes.
Walk with Elijah.
And for the first time in 4 years, Tessa Blanchard is in action on TNA Impact. Her first match since beating Jordan Grace at Genesis. But coming up next, JDC goes one with Leon Slater in no disqualification.
I need to get something to drink. We might have to run the trailer. These commercials are short, but
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and run the WrestleMania one, because I think that's short enough. So, folks, while we got a commercial break, stay tuned. We come back for this noted cue, but check out what he talked about WrestleMania week. We will be unbreakable. He might be literally, I don't know, unstoppable in the passion that we're going to share. But check out what we're doing in WrestleMania week alone so far from this trailer.
I don't have that one separated. He updated the new one. It's only a minute 33.
Okay, well, go ahead and run that.
Yeah.
We got to get the production in order here. I know I don't work on production, but you guys got to get your stuff in order. Go ahead and check this trailer out, folks. We'll be back momentarily.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And truly, for those that are tuning in for the first time, but also those continuing, you know what we're about here when it comes to encompassing, embracing, showcasing, covering, reacting, commentating to all the wrestling. And welcome back here to the Super Reliable Studios. Once again, folks, 2025 is going to be an all-time high of content delight for us, as we will be unbreakable and unstoppable in everything we choose to do and bring forward to you in TV specials, pay-per-views, PLEs, in and out of the major brands of professional wrestling, independent wrestling, and Japanese wrestling further to come to. Again, Walter Cruz, Noel Foster, we are Super Reliable. Thank you all for tuning in. We just hit the 1 hour mark here at TNA Impact for NXT live at Full Sail University. Again, please subscribe, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend, Voyager Wrestling, subscribe today. Again, if you're enjoying the conversations, if you're enjoying the interactions, the roasting that I've done, particularly, please support and PayPal the passions of my friends. If you want to dictate the conversation as well, Super Chat is as simple as that. And again, TNA Impact comes to us from Full Sail University, Walter.
Yep, literally 2026 is in that trailer. Let you know how much we do.
And how much wrestling tries to plan itself out in advance. Well, what's this?
Yeah, what is this?
Oh, Mike Santana sitting here.
Well, he is sober. This seems like they're doing like a sober segment. Mike Santana just recently celebrated 2 years sober.
That's a hell of a milestone and empowering mission testimony to lead. Uh-oh. Mustafa Ali!
Oh, come on.
And the great hands Natasha Steeles. Of course, Mustafa Ali's been on this crooked campaign to say that he is the leader TNA needs, and he wants the TNA World Championship, while Tommy Dreamer says the man to lead is Mike Santana.
Hey, believe it or not, this is one president I can actually get behind, Ali.
Well, he's got a hell of a cabinet. He's got the great hands now, and John Skyler and Jason Hodge, and Tasha Steeles as press secretary.
Hey.
This cabinet might be more worthwhile than JBL's ever was on SmackDown.
Well, you know I like me some Tasha Steele.
Yeah, well, how do you like Tasha Steeles in business attire? Because now she's all business. It's almost like he's trying to trigger Mike Santana, talking about that struggle.
He is. I mean, they're literally in a sober meeting. He just celebrated 2 years, and they used it as a... Good on him to be able to take this and do this and turn it into a story, though.
Again, in Ali, do you still trust? Notice that Mike Santana is not clapping, absolutely not acknowledging Mustafa Ali. Completely unfazed.
You could say what you want about Mustafa. No one had such a best run that he had last year with that X Division title. He put it back on the map, to be honest.
No, there's no denying that, and I think he struck a nerve with Mike Santana as well. This might be a battle that Ali might regret.
That is one man you don't want pissed off at you.
I mean, I understand pushing a man's buttons, but when you bring real life matters into things, not to sound, proverbial, but kind of crossing a line of no return. Just saying.
Just ask CM Punk with Jeff Hardy.
Well, anyway, talking about crossing the line, NXT saw the face of the franchise show up finally and confront the ruler as Moose was face-to-face with Obafemi. Walter, you literally explode typo when you told me about this.
Dude. People forget they're both Nigerian, too. Both about 6'3", 6'4". Both representing, and then Oba saying not only should it, but it will happen.
And of course, further beyond that, Lexis King confronted Moose backstage. And now Moose is defending his X Division Championship against Lexis King this coming Tuesday on NXT. Talk about making an impact, pun intended.
The system has more than one network.
And of course, from Cincinnati, Ohio, live next week Tuesday, which of course we will cover here, it will be Moose defending that title against Lexus King.
UNIT, no, the system just took over an entire different computer. They're on NXT.
Yep. And of course, speaking of TNA taking over the system, the Hardys will cross the line next week as they go up against No Corner Catch Crew.
I can hear the pop now. You know what I mean?
Again, how many more people we're going to keep seeing cross the line between NXT and TNA over these next 2 weeks alone?
I don't know.
Well, in the meantime, as we go back here in TNA with 2 TNA roster members, time for some no disqualification action. And it's time to get weird. JDC goes one-on-one with Leon Slater.
JDC was the first of the system to cross over.
Yeah, literally with the Fandango fame, and whoever thought we would get Fandangoing again.
To be fair, like JJ said, if he came out with the system music, I don't think he would have got a reaction. They had to bring back that.
I suppose that's true. Again, though, let's just go ahead and just bring people up to speed with this a little bit more. Literally, this all started with Leon Slater being talked about by the system, saying that the system's been watching you, kid, think that you got a lot of great potential. And then eventually we got JDC and Leon Slater one-on-one. JDC won via crooked means. He grabbed the ropes, okay? Then Leon Slater, he faced the system once again. And thanks to the numbers game and those stupid rings, the system got the better of Leon Slater again. And now Kazarian's coming in here saying there's sharks, there's bloody feeding predators all over here. You can't trust nobody, but you can trust me. The only ones been able to trust are the people that inspired him to become a wrestler and be part of TNA in the Hardys. Now this young OG from the UK looks to finally shut JDC up and stop calling him a kid, and now there are no rules in play.
Honestly, Leon Slater shouldn't trust anybody but himself, to be honest.
Well, he's already trying to do that because he's told the Hardys that I promise you, I'm going to live up to that promise of myself here in TNA, how you encourage me. So Leon Slater is going at this alone, it looks right now, but you know the system never works alone.
Yeah, but does Slater have backup? I mean, the Hardys have to focus on what's coming up Tuesday, so...
And you wonder if Moose is actually going to get involved here. Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, or Eddie Edwards, none of which have been booked for tonight's show.
JDC's all by himself.
JDC right now, of course, was involved in the countdown to Genesis, and he literally interrupted a match that cost Leon Slater during the countdown against Kazarian.
Wasn't he on the commentary for a little while for that, and then just...
Exactly. Whoops, we get a miss by JDC, grabbing the first weapon here, steel chair. Big boot, though.
Remind you again, this is legal.
Again, no disqualification, anything goes. Pinfall or submission inside the ring is the only way this match ends.
You know what? Slater's, the character is on the back of his shirt almost looks Jeff Hardy inspired.
Well, he's really inspired by the charismatic Enigma. His finisher was innovated based on Jeff Hardy's extreme nature. The Swanton 450.
Yep, that's a hell of a move, by the way.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and this right now is one way to punish JDC, trapping the arm and hand in that chair. A whole different way of making a wish.
Goodbye, fingers.
And of course, we saw 2 weeks ago, Leon Slater and the Hardys in a winning effort against the system where Jeff Hardy pinned the X Division Championship again for a second time.
Gotta wonder if that's gonna lead to a title shot.
Oh boy, and here comes the table.
Slater,
yeah.
Get the table.
The amount of destruction I've seen in Full Sail University over the years with NXT. Hello, Nikki Cross and Asuka, just saying.
Do I even want to remember?
I mean, again, dude, it was black and gold. It was the pinnacle of NXT. It was the genesis of the professional wrestling being reborn. Passion brought back to WWE. A clubbing shot by JDC in the back of the head, though, Leon Slater.
Go back to Nakamura, Bobby Roode.
Ah, yes, it was glorious. And, of course, the It Factor, former second longest reigning TNA World Champion, is coming. History! Whoa, good agility there by Leon Slater.
Yeah, scaling the cat.
Over the top, and again, taking down JDC. Leon Slater right now with the hot start again. TNA has a non-stop schedule, just like us here at the Supermarket Studios. We'll be covering Sacrifice, Unbreakable, Rebellion, Slammiversary, and so much more to come here with TNA Impact's calendar year. And Leon Slater up and over the post. Oh my gosh!
Like you pointed out, no March.
Leon Slater is crazy, and I love it.
Dude, he totally. The pole is like 6 inches higher than the top rope, and he cleared that.
TNA faithful coming alive.
TNA chants erupting.
And I love it. This is the passion that has defined TNA more than any other wrestling company here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Oof!
And again, JDC, though, for everything it's worth about his weirdness, he is a crafty veteran. And right now, hoisting up the... Oh, my God!
Yeah,
X-Plex on the chair.
You can say what you want about JDC. He knows his way around the ring and an arena.
And again, former tag team champion, of course, former Fandango who beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, previously involved also in the NWA to a degree. Dirty Dangle involved for a period here in, of course, TNA Impact Wrestling. At one point said he hated wrestling, but then he found his real name when he joined the system, causing the Nemitz last year at Against All Odds. Here's a cover here and 2 counts.
I mean, he beat Jericho. That was his debut WrestleMania, and he beat a legend like that.
This no disqualification match, of course, will continue, folks. Can Leon Slater bounce back in this quite literally?
Ah, come on! I'll go to commercial in the middle of this match.
to be fair, dude, it's the first commercial during a match tonight on TNA Impact. Far less than even NXT.
Mm-hmm. The commercial's been short, and the matches have been nicely paced.
Well, again, TNA, we said it before, we think TNA has the best paced booking of any wrestling promotion when it comes to their TV and pay-per-view products. And, of course, the next time we cover a Plus special will be next month's Sacrifice, Friday, March 14th. And then we got Rebellion, Unbreakable, Slammiversary, and I believe they're also going live again with TNA Impact in May. Now, whether or not we cover that, folks, it really depends on what's happening during the time. So, again, just stay tuned. Of course, talking about things to come. Like I said, we have Elimination Chamber literally next week on the final stop before WrestleMania, before we head into March. And of course, AEW kicks off their calendar here, Walter, with Revolution. And then you guys have a roadblock on the way to WrestleMania with NXT. Not to mention, Monday Night Raw is going back to the Garden.
Yes, indeed.
Good grief.
Oh, the wrestling, like you say.
Yeah, about to say, everybody can say in the chat, all ... the wrestling. That's what we live by here at the Super Reliable Studios. Damn it. We are unbreakable. We are unstoppable. We are forever passionate and committed to this showcase, to this sport. And that is undisputed.
And unbreakable.
And thank you to everybody, by the way, that's been tuning in so far, not only tonight, but what we've done so far this year, especially with most recently with Vengeance Day, Grand Slam, the Saturday Shenanigans. You all continue to make this possible for your love, support, engagement, passion, your stalker, silent, shadowing, watching along and engaging. It is you that encourage us to continue to do this. We hope to only encourage you to just continue to enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling too. That is generally what we're about here at the Super Reliable Studios. For I endorse wrestling, not myself, which is why I've been plugging everybody else. Shout out to my AEW fan, by the way, Mary Jade across the pond. Continue to be Jade worth more than gold. Check out her work on Spinebuster TV here on YouTube. Please follow her on the social medias. Cheers, pal. I wish you nothing but the best in your continued wrestling career. Speaking of bright upcoming wrestlers like Isa Moreno, Becca Wrestling, and Sienna Chanel, I wish you both absolute best. Please follow them on the social medias as well, folks, and their continued pursuits in the genesis of their wrestling journeys. As again, the business continues to cultivate and encourage new talent every day. You never know who may show up on your screen at a major company or even TNA.
Subscribe.
Damn right. And subscribe to Super Reliable Studios. Can't say that enough. You might as well just put that up during the commercial breaks sometimes. If anyone needs the subscription and the love, it's this brother right here. And again, stay tuned, folks. We'll level up soon with gaming content. We'll be playing a Cuphead campaign, a MyGM campaign, and starting a random gaming podcast. Might be as soon before the end of the month, before our top 10. Stay tuned as we are back here. Oh, my God! And TNA Impact, and he just drove a kendo stick in Leon Slater's throat in this no disqualification match.
Ow.
It looked like it split it down the middle almost in the heaviest part. That was a hell of a force against the larynx. Good grief. And pieces right now just splattering away across Leon Slater's back.
Ouch.
We saw what Jay White was able to do with a kendo stick. JDC trying to give the Switchblade a run for his money. Oh, jeez. Again, we talked about before how much the system has been at work. To your point, Walter, on both TNA and NXT. JDC crossed the line challenging Lexus King under the new rules of the Heritage Cup. Nice leg lariat by Leon Slater. Then Moose, of course, confronting the ruler of NXT, Obafemi, as both men says that this needs to happen and will happen. It's just a matter of when and where.
I like the new rules, by the way.
It's a unique dynamic, but it does give it a newfound state of life on NXT. Oh my gosh, we don't new state of life. Leon Slater just literally destroying that kendo stick across JDC's back.
It's already a broken stick, and he's hitting him with it.
Oh, over the top of the head. Is it might be enough here? No. A kick out by JDC. You talked about earlier how Leon Slater's been channeling his inner Hardy. You can tell by just the spray paint on the left arm.
Yeah. And he's going, he has to embrace it because he's got to go extreme in this match.
He's gone extreme since coming to TNA against the likes of the Rascalz and Kushida. Been impressing everybody in the TNA fan base, including the TNA faithful here. Leon Slater, one of the only men as of late to fight against the system all on his own, and the Hardys have endorsed this young man for that.
That's a hell of an endorsement to have them endorse you.
Yeah, about to say, Man and Jeff Hardy, you would think they're on their last run. It looks like all they have is a new run now. Still our TNA Tag Team Champions. And Leon Slater setting up another table here on the outside. Knows the other table, by the way, has not been broken yet. Off! But JDC's spine might have as he just dropped on the apron.
Right? Ugh. That was nasty.
What is going through this young OG's mind from the UK?
Do we really want to know?
I mean, it's TNA. I mean, you're waiting for a Don West moment, I think.
Yep.
This probably is the best match for that to come out of. Oh, did Leon Slater pushed into the turnbuckle. Oh, man, and clubbed with a lariat back inside the ring. Stopping the plans, Leon Slater for now falls up with a drop kick. Right to the face, and JDC almost laid out across that table. Oh, no. Oh, no, what Leon Slater looking for here, laying JDC out on the table here.
Talk about high risk, high reward.
Talk about Jeff Hardy-esque attitude here. JDC on the table, Leon Slater on the top rope. Don't do this, man. Oh, my God. 450 Swanton. Through the table!
Pretty.
Look at this, Walter!
That shit looks beautiful, yet painful.
Unbelievable launch! But is it enough to win here?
What is wrong with this kid?
They're going for the cover. Oh, and come on, Brian Myers. Oh, and Moose! The system! And of course, no disqualification.
Oba has nothing to do with Slater, but he might make an appearance.
Well, Leon Slater just got planted through the table.
What is the crowd chanting right now?
They're chanting Oba, but JDC now, come on, not like this. And the cover. The system works. The system beats Leon Slater. Again, group effort.
When is it not a group effort?
Point taken.
Damn it, man. Slater had it.
Yeah, he had JDC dead to rights off that Swanton 450 through the table.
That beautiful looking freaking move. That has got to be the most beautiful looking move
But now
It's
moves
like
to the X
watching
Division title in hand.
It's like watching a swan take off. Like
What? Wait a
it
minute,
over?
Walter! Slater's got
it's the Hardys.
backup! TNA Tag Team Champions, Matt and Jeff Hardy. You want to talk about extremely beautiful when it comes to aerial offense? Here's the men that wrote the book on it.
Yeah, now take out Myers, take out JDC, leave
That's
Moose
still
alone,
4
and bring
on
out
2.
Oba.
It's still 4 on 2 at this point, though, Walter.
Yeah, well, Oba's another 2 men. Bring him out.
Wait, what? Oh, God. No. No way.
The ruler!
No way. Walter, I think you got your wish!
NXT title and all!
Oh, but Fatty has crossed the line!
Oh, shit!
The rulers in TNA!
The business just picked up for real.
You gotta be freaking kidding me!
That's pretty much 2 men right there.
And he don't give a damn who's in the ring. He always says the result is the same. Oh, Femi is single-handedly taking out the system.
And Moose is just standing there.
And Moose getting the hell out of the ring. You kidding me? Oh, Femi in a TNA ring.
Now let's see if he even attacks the Hardys too. Like, Oba don't give a shit.
NXT chants reigning loud and proud tonight for the NXT champion who's crossed the line.
Oba, Oba.
Man, the hits do not stop. They just keep coming here tonight. Leon Slater, the Hardys, and Oba Femi standing tall in a TNA ring.
This may lead to an 8-man tag before it leads to the single match.
Well, again, what does Oba Femi always say? The result remains the same, but it is inevitable that we will do this, Moose. And to your point, it might lead to an 8-man tag before then.
And I'm fucking here for it, Noah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I definitely did not have on my bingo card or on my mind. Tessa Blanchard back in a TNA ring. And for the first time in 4 years, we are going to see Tessa Blanchard in action up next tonight.
Well,
The hell, Oba Femi!
Good luck following what just happened.
I mean, it's Tessa Blanchard. You think she gives a shit what anyone thinks that she does?
No.
As far as she's concerned, she's untouchable. Whether or not she's unbreakable, that's a whole different conversation. We might learn that in April, but still, Oba Femi just wiped out the system. Well,
single-handedly, because if you look, the rest of them were already taken out.
I mean, basically, Moose was just watching from the back row and got out of the ring as soon as Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers got decked. Still, though, kudos to Leon Slater. Commendable effort. But again, that freaking, what was that? A crucifix bomb, pretty much? Hoisted up by Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, planned for the table, thrown in the ring by Moose, and JDC got the pin. Again, Leon Slater, though. Whew.
What the fuck is 2025, man? Wrestling.
But Walter, I told you once, I'll tell you again. Last year, I stopped questioning it. This year, I encourage you to do the same and just freaking enjoy it because it's going to keep surprising us as long as NXT is on everyone's lips. And guess what? Because it's official in paper, it's going to be for the longevity. Buckle up, enjoy the ride, get fucking used to it.
I am, but I don't care how used to it I am. The fucking colognes, you couldn't tell me. Man, anyone saw that coming.
I'll be honest, I did not. And again, the Colognes, they are still in our main event, taking on Joe Hendry and Elijah. For those that don't know, Elijah is the former Elias from WWE. Oh my gosh, this TNA show has been insane to say the least. And we still aren't done.
No, we're far from it. I get
They're
chills
right.
thinking about the this is the greatest thing. Like, I wish they could have did this with the invasion, but they learned from their mistakes.
Well, when you have somebody that's booking for more than one person themselves, with somebody that I think does care about the business to a degree, and you also have them literally under the biggest business merger in professional wrestling existence today, you'll be surprised what happens.
Right? Women's wrestling has never been hotter.
NXT's never been crazier.
Mm-hmm.
And TNA with newfound leash on life since last year when those letters were brought back, proving that it was hard to kill. Now this year they're proving that they're unbreakable as they create a new genesis.
And sooner or later, one company's going to win. Somebody's going to win the other company's title. And wait till that madness happens.
You keep holding out for it, but dude, I don't know, man. That's still a long ways away in my opinion. But we have seen now both respective world champions cross the line between each company at this point. So again, never say never. Don't rule it out, but I do think you're pulling for straws. We are back here once again, TNA Impact live from the spiritual home of NXT, Full Sail University. It was been a crazy-ass night. Colognes, Elijah, all but fucking Fetty have crossed the line here in TNA as we go backstage with the system. And Santino Marella.
You let anybody walk into this building. You walked into freaking NXT.
What? The Hardys and Alba Femi versus Brian Myers and the Evans and Moose next week on Impact. Oh, that's a hell of a match.
Is TNA next week live too?
No, it's pre-recorded.
Oh, they're about to record it after this, huh?
Exactly.
Fuck, I cannot miss next week.
We'll talk more about that later. Right now, here comes Tessa Blanchard. Wait, she's not even dressed to compete. It doesn't look like she's dressed to compete. Got a microphone in hand. Again, for the first time in 4 years, Tessa Blanchard is supposed to be in action here in TNA Wrestling. And she does not even look like she's dressed to compete tonight, Walter.
I don't know what. I think she's just cutting a promo. I don't think we're going to get a match.
Well, you heard what Santino says. She either wrestles or there'll be severe consequences. But how the hell did you defuse a nuclear bomb?
Yeah. I mean, she didn't even get a physical. Did she pass it? What is the crowd chanting? F you? Tessa, we love you? Is that what they're saying?
Well, I mean, you can't argue with the pedigree of this athlete. Tessa saying she will not be wrestling tonight. Shocking. I knew she was. Before you get to it, let me explain. I think I now know what she meant by what the doctor said.
She's going to say she didn't get a pass a physical.
Saying that Tessa Blanchard was not a priority. Well, I mean, when someone's blinded by mist by a demon assassin, I would say that takes precedence over you.
Shut the fuck up. No,
I kid you not, Walter. My streaming service literally buffered as soon as she started talking and they started chatting.
Who's not on her level?
Well, I mean, yeah, who is on her level? Who's above her level? That's kind of the question here. Emmanuel Dominguez, this is, by the way, good to see you. Appreciate you.
You paid your ticket and follow me on social media just to see me. Tessa putting the crowd in their place.
Well, I mean, again, you are there live at Full Sail, so ironically enough, she's not wrong. She's a what?
A Blanchard doesn't wait in line.
Well, Santino Marella might have something to say about that. Oh, boy.
Are they screaming she's a racist?
I don't know. Seriously, I don't think so.
She's talking, but Santino music just hit.
Yeah, right? About to say, I think Santino's about to put her in her place.
Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard. Let me know what he says. That is unprofessional. I love Santino Marella. Santino Marella. Not gonna script
Now
this.
he just did. You didn't have a match. That's unprofessional.
It's the guitar! Santino sick and tired of it.
Who do you think you are? Crystal clear.
Damn!
If you don't wrestle next week, you're fired. Damn.
Santino Marella put it. Oh shit!
Oh, is that Masha?
Yes, that's Masha Slater, the TNA Knockouts World Champion.
I know she ain't about to give Tessa a title shot.
Well, Masha never is afraid to fight anybody.
Fucking Matrix Masha over here.
Hey, don't. Hey, I'm all for it.
I'm for it too.
Masha hoping that she sees Tessa wrestle next week. Hopes that she would not be fired.
That's a beautiful looking belt, by the way.
Not until Masha gets a chance to beat and brutalize her. Whoa. Getting a little heated here. Getting a little heated.
They're telling her, please don't wrestle so she can get fired. This fucking crowd.
Huh? Okay, so Santino, hey, Masha wants to wrestle tonight. At least Masha knows how to. It's been a long damn time, I'll tell you that much. And that punch did not. This is the moment where my Lamar officially fucked up. Oh my god! That backhand! And Masha not wasting no time! Count to 20. The Knockouts World Champion reigns supreme. Walt, you got a stopwatch on that?
Sub 2 minutes.
Accurate. Tessa Blanchard looking unfazed and unimpressed. Staring a hole for the TNA Knockouts World Champion. Personally, all bullshit aside, Tessa versus... Wait a minute! Cora Jade!
I told you Cora Jade was going to pop up.
Well, of course Cora Jade's been on Masha Slater's crosshairs. This friggin' envious so-called bad girl who failed to capture the NXT Women's Championship, getting the band Masha from behind again, jaded! And just like that, Masha Slater's been dropped.
Gotta prove you deserve that title shot, right?
Cora Jade right now is proving one thing and one thing only. If she can't win the main event of NXT, what makes you think she can win the main event of TNA for the TNA World Championship?
You frustrate the champion enough, she's gonna...
A real bull, by the way, attacking somebody from behind after they compete.
Tessa and Cora. That's a hell of a combination.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm not sure who wins in that fight. Well, Cora Jade putting the TNA Knockouts World Champion on notice. Prove to me, Elena Black, you can still actually wrestle in a death match because Masha's going to smash your NXT face in when it comes to that championship. It's a whole different ball game when you face the champ bell to bell versus attack them from behind after the fact.
That's a step up in competition, too.
Well, I'll give you that. Still to come tonight, I think we're finally going to hit our main event in a night that has truly delivered a lot of surprises across the line and Tessa Blanchard's job on the line. Our main event's up next. Joe Hendry, Elijah, and tag team match against the Colognes here on TNA Impact Live after this commercial break.
What the fuck is this night?
It's TNA NXT freaking from Full Sail University, brother.
And now look at the chat.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. Emmanuel is saying 25 seconds I had to guess. And also, I think that's a bot, so you might want to,
I can't erase it. I erased it off the Twitch part, but I can't erase it off the...
Okay, well, everyone, they should be smart enough to know what that is, unless AI proves you're a robot. Again, bots and things like that happen. You just ignore that shit. Again, Emmanuel, Darren G, Daniel, Matt, Bob, Charles, Sam, Lily, Cascade Studios. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to those that haven't commented that have been tuning in so far. Please don't forget to comment, tell a friend. You can change that banner. Again, to keep people up to speed, as we get to our main event, let's go ahead and recap things, Walter. We start with the Colognes cross the line along with Elijah, interrupted the Joe Hendry concert. And, of course, we moved through there from Li Bang Li taking on Rosemary in a winning effort with Thunderstruck, but then got missed in the face. We also, of course, saw Tyson, Duke, and Tyriek take on the Rascalz with losing efforts as Ace Austin helped the Rascalz win, neutralizing Wesley. Now Wesley and his group of pit bulls wants to challenge the Rascalz and Ace Austin in a six-man tag at Sacrifice. Leon Sarah came very close, beating JDC under no disqualification, but thanks to the system, it didn't happen. But Obafemi crossed the fucking line, and the Hardys and Obafemi are going up against the system next week. Moose Primaries of the Edwards next week on TNA Impact, pre-recorded. Also, I also want to mention that we just saw Macho Slaver smash somebody in less than 2 minutes. Thank you for that, Emmanuel and Walter, for the timestamp. As Tessa Blanchard's job's on the line, as the team has had enough of this stuck-up bitch. She wrestles next week, or she's fired. We also heard the Northern Armory
next week.
Yeah, right. We also heard Northern Armory give us a statement where Eric Young wants Steve Macklin to join him in ruling TNA together forever. Will Steve Macklin answer? Will he fall in line, or will mayhem be unleashed for all once again? That remains to be seen. But it all comes down to this now. Coming up next, it is time for our main event. Joe Hendry and Elijah, the former WWE Alliance, taking on the Colognes. TNA Impact Live, our main event from Full Sail University. Let's freaking go.
Something we thought we would never see in
Dude,
2025.
Dude, there's been enough fans I thought we would never see here in 2025 just from this damn show alone tonight.
Noah, check out the private chat, by the way.
What? All right, let's see what you're all talking about here. Well, if they want it. Wait, I am part of that, aren't I? I guess I am technically because I do have the channel. It would be a first. I don't think we've covered one of those so far. Because of who might finally show up tomorrow, folks, you might get SmackDown coverage tomorrow night. Stay tuned. So I'll leave that for everyone else to make either.
I already
official.
said that he read my mind as soon as I found that out.
Well, I mean, seeing is believing. I don't believe in what I read or report unless it's from WWE officially. But if you all truly believe that's going to happen and you want to see something electrifying and react to it live together, then fine, I'm down for it. So we'll see if that becomes official, folks. Stay tuned for more on that. All right, as we're back here with Santi Marella and the liaison of NXT, Ariana Grace. Oh, it's his birthday. Put a towel line.
Tell me, Tessa. No, Cora Jade.
What?
Cora Jade? Who the hell's that?
TNA NXT and Interpromotional Showdown.
Yeah, but who's Cora Jade?
Cora Jade. Arlene Dominguez, this is good to see you. Very exciting stuff.
I guess it is official.
Oh, God.
Get the fuck out of here.
Timu Pee Wee Herman and the team of ignorance.
What's the opposite of elegant?
Ignorant. Distasteful. Deplorable. Disgusting. Wretched. And Spitfire's here.
Wait, why is there only one title? I think this is going to be added to March 14th.
Ooh. Okay.
He was the Spell a Bee champion, if you didn't know, Noah. No, I'm sorry to say we might get new champs.
You might not get me on that call that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, about to say, put some silicone in it.
All that plastic went to the brain, Noah.
Hey, okay.
What?
I like that idea, actually.
Yeah, guess what? That just means we're new champs.
Oh, God, no.
What?
So I guess not only the gold's on the line with the team of arrogance, ignorance, but if the winning team, whoever holds the gold, the other team becomes the concierge to the winners for 24 hours.
That's abuse and a half, bro.
Ugh. Well, I mean, hey, Santino Marella, director of authority, fair play for all.
That's a real sacrifice, to be honest.
That could go horrible or amazing when you think about it. But again, Santino Marella's had a hell of a busy night.
You know how much they can embarrass? What is this?
That is the rejected Nemeth coming to the ring once again, wasting airtime.
JBL, please, we need you.
Oh, God. Ryan Nemeth has a microphone.
Noah, can you ring JBL on the line?
I wish I had his number on speed dial. Oh, my gosh. The only reason this guy's relevant is because of his big brother. And he knows it.
Dude, I'll take Frankie Kazarian coming out and knocking him out. Can you just... Anybody.
I hate that the matter you said for Kazarian, and I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
My brother! Jesus, go get a Ricola and get the fuck off my screen.
Why is he saying it like that? Rest in me.
Are we sure this guy wasn't on the Spirit Squad and somehow found his way out of that container?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So, for those that can't count or have math, Ryan Nemeth came out to remind us that Nick Nemeth will be back in 22 days as he's been, of course, suspended for super kicking Santino Marella. Anyway, let's go ahead and regroup to the thing that mattered the most here in this last 5 minutes, shall we? Walter, the TNA Knockouts World Championship will now be on the line officially at Sacrifice against NXT's Cora Jade! They're finally doing it!
Excuse me, against who?
I'm not going there. Anyway, folks, Monster Slayer's defend the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Cora Jade at Sacrifice Friday, March 14th. And again, we'll be covering it here at the Super Reliable Studio. So stay tuned for more on that. Finally, Cora Jade's going to get smashed into oblivion.
Are you going to do the James turn your back when the elegance one is up?
No, I have more integrity than that goofball of the internet. Let's go down to Mackenzie Mitchell, by the way, for our main event. Ay, ay, ay.
The returning newly hired.
Yeah, that's right. Was previously involved as a backstage interviewer.
WWE. And she was.
And prior to that, she was part of TNA Impact. She was part of Impact Wrestling as a backstage interviewer in the six-sided Confusion era.
Yeah, look at this. 2 people showed up out of nowhere and coincidentally had ring gear, and they had no idea they were going to be in the main event.
Well, they did say they are TNA Wrestling.
Where's Carlito?
Eddie and Orlando Colon.
Their real names.
And again, the Cologne's name transcends the world of professional wrestling. We, of course, know that Cologne was recently induced into the WWE Hall of Fame a few years ago. So, again, I respect the gumption of these 2 young men. Former tag team champions in their own right, of course.
That name carries weight in Puerto Rico, I'm telling you.
You would know, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe we have Elijah in TNA.
I don't know. I still got a bad feeling about this.
Well, I will say this to your point, Walter. Joe Hendry currently does not have a challenger for his TNA World Championship. A lot of questions about Elijah all of a sudden showing up here tonight, making his TNA debut along the worldwide viral phenomenon, Joe Hendry! I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Do you believe? Okay, I'm good. This is the happiest I've been all night. Oh my gosh. Joe Hendry makes everything better. He can wrestle, he can sing. Anyway, I was going to say also there is familiarity with these two for those that don't know. Walter, Elijah was on a world tour at one point in a promotion in Europe. Joe Hendry showed up, interrupted his concert, and beat him in in a match, saying that Hendry took his job, Hendry took his job. And I almost wonder if Elijah's been waiting this whole time to get back against Joe Hendry for that one-hit wonder.
Read the banner, Noah.
Joe Hendry and Elijah. Yes, that Elijah. Damn you. Versus the Colognes. Yes, you read that light. The Colognes. Not colors, folks. The Colognes. As Joe Hendry continues to sway and motivate the masses here at Full Sail University, our TNA World Champion. That is a beautiful sight. We believe.
I had to do that with the banner.
You know what? I don't blame you because I never thought in my life I would ever call a match with you in TNA for Joe Hendry and Elijah as a duo versus the Colognes nonetheless. But again, what did Joe Hendry say? He will defend the TNA World Championship from anyone, anywhere, anytime. Bold claim to be a fighting champion when you go beyond your own promotion. Anyway, bell rings were underway for this main event. This is going to be ridiculous. I'm curious to see what the Colognes have been up to, by the way, since people might even not remember they were once in WWE. Ole.
Now, let's give Cologne some credit. They're not slouches.
No, not at all. Talking about World Wrestling Council, of course, to your point, multiple-time World Tag Team Heavyweight and Junior Heavyweight Champion. You said yourself that they transcend Puerto Rico and also professional wrestling there. And tag made to Elijah. You heard me right. Elijah in a TNA ring. And 7 Nation Army.
Walk with Elijah.
Now I'm just thinking about that drum bass now. Thanks, Walter. The arm ringer now.
Ridiculous, bro.
This is Professional Wrestling 2025. How many times was I tell you? I think what's ridiculous is we got that team of ignorance taking on Spitfire again, where if they win the titles, they also get them as personal concierge for 24 hours. Yeah, shoulder block there by Elijah. Talking about the Knockouts division, we now know that Macho Slammers will defend the TNA Knockouts World Championship against NXT's Cora Jade, the former Elena Black, at Sacrifice.
This is crazy.
And Elijah right now walking the ropes, going old school. We're taking a walk with Elijah here later tonight on the TNA ropes. And tag made to Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, of course, coming off a great defense against Jake Something and Matt Cardona since beating Nick Nemeth for the title at Genesis. Here's a cover. Nope. Cologne reached the ropes. Ring acumen there on display by the Colognes here in the early going, Walter.
They are veterans. Do not forget. They know their way around the wrestling ring. They
And they
literally
go-
grew up in the business. Like, most people get cribs and pacifiers. These fuckers probably got turnbuckles and ring ropes. Okay?
Turnbuckles and ring ropes. The freaking cradle didn't have a freaking pull-up gate. It just had 3 ring ropes, and they just went over the top. It's basically what you're illustrating. Oh my God, Walter, you're on roll tonight. I love you, brother. Again, Arlene Dominguez, thank you for that. Folks, stay tuned. Let's just go ahead and just let it be known. It is official. We will be back here tomorrow night covering for the first time this year on Super Bible Studios, Friday Night SmackDown. As the most electrifying man in all of entertainment is due to show up. So stay tuned for our coverage after the night, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday Night SmackDown. Oh, God, my first 3-hour SmackDown. I'm going to freaking lose my freaking mind.
Shit, I forgot that.
Also, tomorrow night, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions will be on the line as DIY defends against Pretty Deadly, and more to come. Also, Jimmy Uso, no yeet, will be going one-on-one against Drew McIntyre. So stay tuned for that and more. That'll be covered here at the Simple Harbor Studios tomorrow night when we cover Friday Night SmackDown. Yes, it's official. There you go. It's official. Anyway, again, I hope everyone's enjoyed the conversation. We've got our last commercial break, I think. We only got about 10 minutes left as we're proving we are unstoppable. We are undeniable in what it comes to what we'll cover here at the Super Reliable Studios. Hope everyone's enjoyed the ride. Again, please subscribe. Rage of Wrestling today. Please support my friends. PayPal their passions. We'll be here, of course, anytime there is a special PLE pay-per-view or premium live event from WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, AEW, TNA, and we're spanning into independent wrestling promotions. We've done NJPW, we've done Noah, we've done Marigold, we've done VIP wrestling, we've done title match wrestling specials. We're going to do Stardom here pretty soon. We got Prestige coming up. So much to come and even more to be added to that, including TNA Rebellion. So stay tuned. Oh, good grief. And Walter, you're just taking it all in. The passion, I can see just exuberating for your TNA hoodie. Buy the merch today, folks, by the way, courtesy TNAWrestling.com. Again, get 20% off tonight. Tonight only. Go ahead and support TNA Day.
I took full advantage of that.
Yeah, I bet you did. TNAmerch.com. Shirts, hats, hoodies, posters, major bendies, action figures, and so much more. Lapel pins. Get the merch. Support TNA today. TNAmerch.com.
I got a Rosemary shirt and a Jeff Hardy shirt.
Look at you. And again, 20% off your order using the code LIVE20. That's all one word. LIVE20. LIVE20. Only for tonight. So take advantage of it now if you can. It's tax season. Why not spend your money on something worthwhile if you're a professional wrestling fan?
I had to support some knockout, and they didn't have a lot of choice.
Well, again, the Knockouts division is still rather limited. Kylan King, get well soon, of course. Emmanuel with the hot take here. Poor Jimmy, another L in his solo run. Well, hey, at least he's being booked. And speaking of booked, next week we'll be back here following TNA Impact with City Predicting and Lynch Chamber. Will the Dominguez show up? Will DJ show up? Will Ash show up? Will Walter? Will JJ? Will Jack? Will James? Will somebody else I haven't named be part of the crazy extended conversation that is simply predicting anything but? City Predicting hosted by me for the Mission Chamber next week, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 week from the night. Here's some of our studios. We are back here with our yeah, right. Back with our main event.
Say that he's a loser.
Yeah, well, you know me, Walter. I'm a glutton for punishment. And Joe Hendry now.
I mean Jimmy Uso. His bank account won't say that he's a loser.
You know what? That's also fair. He's got a better bank account than me, and so does Joe Hendry. Look at the strength of 250 pounds of pure motivation.
TNA champion, man. I'm glad I get to still say that.
Yeah, right. We believe, and hopefully it will be for the longevity. But eventually this cologne's got to be put down. Oh!
Whoa, what was that, about 45 seconds?
Give or take. Now Eddie Colon coming in, caught by Joe Hendry with a faraway throw and a kip up. And wait for it. Again, Walter.
There it is. Wait. Yeah!
They believe! Shout out to my friend Tatilla, by the way, my other TNA correspondent. Please follow Rangers of Wrestling when it's wrestling time. I should be reviewing TNA Impact, of course, on Body Slam with, I believe, Bert Matlin still. So please support my friends. And again, the Cologne's taking advantage right now, trying to be the opposite of motivation. Discouragement, I fixed the word we're looking for here. Face first goes Joe Hendry in the top turnbuckle. Tag made.
Usually we ask if you trust the system. You trust Elijah? I don't know. It's just something.
Oof!
I got
Right
an
to the
eerie
face.
feeling.
It's one of those things also, though, if Elijah wants a TNA World Championship match, all he's got to do is ask, but it comes down again to what I said. The cover here by Cologne, it's a 2 count. Comes back to what I said, though. Does he remember and still hold a grudge against Joe Hendry? You know in the world of music how many musicians hold a grudge against one another, a grudge more valuable than Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
Just look at the 90s alone.
Right? Speaking of 90s, folks, stay tuned because the Simply Reliable Studios, when it comes to Saturday Shenanigans, will bring you your monthly delight at the expense of my dignity and others, with the next theme being 90s karaoke. But next week, Walter, TNA NXT on fire once again. Oba Femi will team with the Hardys, taking on the System, Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers in 6-man tag team action. Also to come next week, Vance Warner and Sammy Khan will finally go one-on-one. The battle of the Psychopath versus the Death Machine. Which one actually lives to tell the tale? Nice takeover there by Joe Hendry. Cover, hook the near leg.
None of them would survive you.
Well, speaking of survival, Tessa Blanchard, she must wrestle or she is fired. Period. Next week.
Given the boot.
And speaking of next week, Frank Kazarian goes one-on-one with the inevitable Ace Austin. All this and more next week on TNA Impact.
That's a random-ass match.
Well, again, sometimes with TNA, the strength is the randomness when it comes to the matches. But you got to consider, again, Ace Austin, who is on his own, maybe beating Frank Kazarian. Also, Frank Kazarian, very accomplished X Division champion like Ace Austin. It'd be a very unique X Division-based match. But, of course, Kazarian still has that Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy.
Yep. Anytime. Any place. He sees fit.
Up to 1 year. Ooh! Side Russian leg sweep there. Cover. Here's the cover. It's a 2 count.
You got to believe Joe Hendry is going to have eyes in the back of his head this whole time because of that. Until that cup is turned in, he's going to have to.
And, of course, once held the FCW tag team titles once upon a time. Talk about the Colognes, the genesis of what became NXT. And clearly that has to be on Joe Hendry's mind to some degree. But the fact that he's not letting that, overwhelm him, I think goes to the strength of the champion and maybe the comfort and confidence. Now, Hendry right now with the uppercuts here.
Yeah, it's
But-
confident, but you don't want to forget that somebody has an opportunity like that because when you
Well,
least suspect it, that's when people strike.
But here's Joe Hendry literally calling the entire world to come and believe in him and challenge him for the title.
Hey, even Logan Paul believes in him.
That's saying something for that friggin' viral disease. Tag made.
I
Back
don't know
in
if
comes
you saw
Eddie
that
Cologne.
video.
Yeah, right? Eddie Cologne now legal. The names, by the way, folks, are Eddie and Orlando. Nice sweep of the leg. Here's the cover. Back press. Joe Hendry able to kick out.
You said FCW champion. These two have literally been tag champions, or at least one of them has been champion everywhere they've been. Like, literally.
Well, again, it goes back to what you talk about when it comes to the pedigree of the Colognes, despite the fact people are talking about where's Carlito. Again, we believe. And Joe Hendry, once again, the guillotine applied here, though. Joe Hendry down to one knee. Champion in trouble here. Can the Mooses motivate Joe Hendry back to his feet?
Definitely needs it.
Look at Hendry! Great countermeasure there. It's a window opportunity here, Walter. Critical moment of this match.
Joe Hendry needs a tag desperately.
Elijah standing and waiting.
Hot tag coming at you. Might be a
There's
high
the
note.
tag. And we're walking with Elijah. I almost said the other name. In TNA. The knife is sharp. Ooh.
Nice inverted atomic drop.
Manhattan drop fought with a chop and a big running boot up the ropes.
Big indeed. Holy shit.
Are you walking with Elijah tonight, Walter?
Hell yeah, for now.
Launching himself into Cologne. Ducks underneath the clothesline. And, oh, the spine buster. Planted cover to no.
That's a spine buster Arn Anderson can be proud of.
Yeah, notice all of his forward body weight on the shoulders of Eddie here. Great pinning. Elijah's always been quite a powerful athlete.
I still can't believe it, Noah. I'm calling an Elijah match.
And a Cologne. You're calling Elijah and Cologne. Orlando Cologne caught with a rising knee strike. And Elijah falls in the cover with the near leg. And Eddie with the save.
He had to save him. He uses that as a finisher, that knee.
Exactly. And Joe Hendry sends Eddie up and over to the floor with the clothesline. Orlando sends Joe Hendry, though, to the floor. Orlando and Elijah still in the ring. Oh, wait a minute. Inside the ring, though, Elijah's got him hooked. Tombstone pile driver walk with Elijah. Elijah, Joe Hendry with the win.
That Cologne's foot was under the rope.
I think it was just outside. You saw referee Dan Spencer was in position there. Reach was not there. Tonight we won with Elijah and Joe Hendry standing victorious here in our main event of TNA Impact.
Elijah's theme is Johnny Cash, pretty much.
Hey, as a guy that literally walked with Johnny Cash since birth, I respect that. Take a look at the replay here on the finish. To your point, Elijah pulling the leg away from the rope and got the win with a tombstone pile driver. Two world-traveled musicians teaming together tonight.
Not a good way to debut for the Colognes.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight in what has been a continuation of the great watch along here at Survivor Studios. A hell of a way we crossed the line from Full Sail here with TNA Impact tonight. Before Walter Cruz, I'm Noah Foster. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been TNA Impact Live from Full Sail University tonight. We are TNA, but that was a cool inclusion of NXT.
What the 2025 in the professional
Olafemi,
wrestling
Cora
world.
Jade, Colognes, Elijah, just saying. And now we know we got some good stuff for Sacrifice. So let's go ahead and shift gears real quick before we bid everybody a fine adieu and talk real quick about, as we usually do, a simple summary. Walter, NXT, what did you think?
TNA. That's pretty much summing it up. I can sum it up with those three letters alone. TNA.
Good man.
What the hell? From
You're
start
right.
to finish, you get a team that you never thought you would see again in TNA. You get Elijah coming out with a concert. Both this kind of now you need The Rock to join them, and you get a full rock concert. Like seriously, like
Oh,
that means rock
Lord.
the music, not rock.
Don't put that out there, for Joe Hendry and The Rock together in a concert. Someone's gonna get a guitar over their head.
That'd be a new group. Hey, throw Jeff Jarrett in there. Shit.
Stop that!
But start to finish, what I'm getting more excited about is the system and how Obafemi came out to help the Hardys. I swear Oba was a heel. Where the hell did this come from?
When you cross the line, all bets are off when you're representing your company and proving that you are the meanest, baddest motherfucker in the business.
I said that too, Manuel. I wasn't trusted a lot. I thought he was going to hit him in the head with the guitar and we were going to start that feud.
We have a pre-tape from Full Sail next week. Don't rule that out. I don't think that's the last we'll see of Elijah in a TNA ring. Mark my words.
No. Tessa might get fired next week if she
Fired!
doesn't wrestle. And who she's going to wrestle, that's the question.
Yeah, right. Is it going to be like she's actually going to wrestle, or is she going to shy her way again out of a match?
And then the question we still got looming over our head is whether or not Steve Macklin is going to join the Northern Armory or tell him to kick rocks.
Yeah, right. And we also got a lot made for Sacrifice. Again, folks, Sacrifice will be the next TNA special we cover, and that is coming up in March, Friday night, March freaking 14th. Thank you. I almost said 13th. I'm so used to Friday the 13th anymore in March with the lucky day or whatever.
Santino's birthday.
Yeah, again, happy birthday to the Nevada 40 in advance. As of course, we have quite a number of matches made. We have the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships on the line, where Spitfire will defend them once again against Ash and Heather by Elegance. But here's the caveat. Whatever team wins, the losing team becomes the other one's concierge for a whole day. God help me if the freaking elegant, ignorant airheads win. We also, of course, know now that Macho Slammers will defend the TNA Knockouts World Championship against NXT's Cora Jade. Can Cora Jade hang with the baddest bitch in TNA who holds the richest prize to get the TNA Knockouts World Championship? I don't know. We'll see what happens when the bell rings and she meets her face to face. How about that? We also learned six-man tag team match. Now the Rascalz and Ace Austin will take on Wes Lee and his Timu Rascalz and those pit bulls you called, Tyson and Tyriek. Six-man tag team action as TNA and NXT are going full emotional warfare, looks like, throughout all of Sacrifice.
I can't wait for that match. You need something for Ace Austin to do with his partner out of action.
Yeah, true that. And if he can't go after the TNA World Championship, this is a nice segue for now. And that's still a thing that could happen as he's facing someone with a guaranteed shot at the TNA World Championship that he wants next week in Frankie Kazarian. And it would not surprise me after next week's six-man tag, Walter, we get Obafemi versus Moose at freaking Sacrifice.
Most definitely.
Well, that being said, yeah, I agree. This was a very fun show, despite the fact I had a rant moment with the worst segment ever that wasted my airtime with ignorance and, of course, first trash, but that's a whole different conversation for another day. And overall, this was a very fun show. It captured the feeling, again, of what Fools used to be on NXT. I didn't think it was as boisterous as I wanted it to be throughout the night, but it had its moments. And boy, did they let the Tessa Blanchard know how they felt about her. Dadgummit, she is not welcome.
They do not want her to wrestle just so she can get fired.
They do not want her to be part of this Knockouts division. Speaking of Knockouts, Laylee Ling still probably getting the mist out of her eyes after what happened with her and Rosemary. Where the hell did those two go?
I don't know, but it's far from over. I mean, you're not going to take a mist to the face lightly.
No, you're not. And whether or not the Colognes confront Joe Hendry again or Elijah, I think Joe Hendry versus Elijah is going to have it at Sacrifice, and I don't think it's going to be a concert or a battle of the rock stars. I think it's going to be a match for the TNA World Championship. If I had to guess.
I don't mind adding the Colognes to the already stacked tag division in TNA. I mean, new lifeblood in there.
Yeah, and speaking of hard tag teams, the Hardys are working double duty. They're working NXT and TNA. Remember, the Hardys are facing No Quarter Catch that you and JJ are going to cover next week, Tuesday night from Cincinnati on NXT. And then next week, Thursday night on TNA, they're teaming up with Obafemi to take on Moose and Edwards and Brian Myers in trios action on TNA.
The hits just keep on coming.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Again, all the hits, and we still don't have a full Sacrifice card, and we're going to be in Full Sail next week. But again, that's next week. This was tonight. I encourage you all to follow Datilla and Raiders of Resin when she does her TNA Impact review. And again, thank you for all those that tune in tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the ride, the conversation, reactions, coverage, updates, and the excitement where NXT TNA is still the most exciting thing every week in the professional wrestling landscape, at least for us as fans, if we're being genuinely honest, whether Tuesday night or Thursday night, you don't know what the fuck's going to happen next, it feels like.
Shows of the week are NXT and TNA. Raw,
yeah, no doubt.
SmackDown, and Dynamite cannot even come close. Sorry to say.
No, I agree. They're their own flavor of the month, in my opinion. And whether or not you're red, blue, or white and gold, it doesn't matter. Just pick what you choose and just enjoy wrestling. But you're not wrong when Tuesday and Thursdays are the nights of the week for professional wrestling fans' delight. Damn it. But again, we'll be back here tomorrow night covering SmackDown, where the most electrifying man of all time will show up, and more to come as we are on the road to WrestleMania. And we're forging towards the Championship. Will challenge Cody for the WWE Championship, as well as Mommy for the World Heavyweight Championship. And if Soul Sikoa and Jacob Fatu are about to have a fallout in tribal combat or something else worse, to say the least.
That's a WrestleMania match.
It does feel like that, but also Roman Reigns is not right now on the WrestleMania marquee, and that sounds like blasphemy. So what happens there when it comes to Seth Rollins and CM Punk and the fallout there, that remains to be seen. But for now, I think we'll leave you all here with that and simply say that TNA Impact Live tonight for Full Sail was a fun delight. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Please subscribe to Rage of Wrestling. Walter Cruz. Walter, been a pleasure. Again, stay tuned for continued coverage of Survivor Studios for all your professional wrestling takeaways. And until tomorrow night, simply put, let's go ahead and end this thing as I always like to do. So until tomorrow night, make a positive impact in life, believe in Joe Hendry, and have a freaking good night.
Good night, everybody.
Damn, man, what a show.
Tell me about it. Sheesh.
That's how you make an impact, folks.
Pun intended.